to make a run at another championship for Sioux Falls.
And the Rattlers, led by their quarterback, Drew Powell. He was the league MVP last year while leading Iowa to the United Bowl championship. This year, he's trying to do it here in Arizona.
Since Drew Powell has took over the reins for the Rattlers, Chris, he's been nothing but brilliant, completing almost 75% of his passes and accounting for 31 touchdowns. He's very familiar with this Sioux Falls team. He spent part of the 2017 season in Sioux Falls where he backed up Lorenzo Brown. He's hungry for another title, and he has a host of weapons to try and complete the task. I'll look for Drew Powell to have a great game tonight.
All right, when we come back, we'll have the kickoff in the United Bowl between the Arizona Rattlers and the Sioux Falls Storm. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Rattlers playoff football on Fox Sports Arizona Plus.
Just a little bit, yeah. Can you hear me though? Okay. I can barely hear you, so just speak loud. Nick Diavanzo, right?
Simply I just have a
Welcome back to Gila River Arena in Glendale as we get set for kickoff in the United Bowl between the Arizona Rattlers and the Sioux Falls Storm. Let's now send it down to the third member of our team down in the field, Lindsay Smith. Lindsay?
Here tonight with you guys, and of course Rattlers defensive end Nick Diavanzo has been instrumental for this team all season long. He was named first team all IFL, and yesterday at Media Day we were able to catch up with him, and he was able to give a little bit of insight as to why this defensive unit has been so successful this season.
Simply I just have a love for the game. I've been playing since I was 4 years old. It's all I know, it's all I ever done. And, when I was in college, I got a chance to share a championship with Boise State. To actually have a ring, it's the greatest feeling that you can take forever. Wherever you go, it'll always be by your side. And, that's definitely what motivates us as a team, is to go get, another championship, but to, have, a item that, that you can show everybody, from here on out that, I did go 16-0.
And here we go, folks. 2019 United Bowl. Got the towels waving here in Snake Pit West. You ready to go here, Randy? Here we go, folks. Arizona Rattlers to kick it off, and we are underway. And the Storm with the return. Oh, what a big hit. And there's Arizona on that kickoff coverage. And They have been tops in the league in that category all season long, and they open up with a big hit there to get things going. And so the Sioux Falls Storm offense taking the field first, and they will have the ball at their own 12-yard line. And Lorenzo Brown leading the offense here for Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls averaging just under 53 points per game during the regular season. Pitch. And there's that Rattlers defense coming to make the play there on Kalen Campbell.
As you look, you can see too, Chris, that option where Coach Guy talked about, where there's three guys you have to account for, the quarterback, the running back, and the fullback. So that time they were able to do a good job of it, and he's only picked up a gain of 4 yards.
Second down here for the Storm. Brown goes in shotgun, handles the snap. Nowhere to go. That Rattlers defensive front coming up to make the play. And Arizona's defense stepping up here early on. Nick Diavanzo making the play.
Nick Diavanzo, Ryan Langford flying to the football, sets up a 3rd and long, which is exactly what we spoke about in the open, how the defense sets the tempo for the offense.
Fans getting fired up. 3rd down for Sioux Falls. Brown fires, hits his receiver, catch is made. Big play there for Sioux Falls, and hauling it in is Brandon Shepard, the leading receiver for the Storm this season.
Great job of Lorenzo Brown staring down the pressure from Ryan Langford and still able to throw a great ball. Shepard was able to catch that on the quick corner route and pick up some yards after the catch as well.
As we see that starting offense for Sioux Falls. 1st and 10 for the Storm from the Arizona 12-yard line. Big 3rd down conversion there for Sioux Falls to keep the drive alive. Brown hands it off. Campbell. Pickup of about 5 there by Campbell. Gets brought down by Bubba Chapman as we take a look now at that Rattlers starting defense. And Chapman, one of the first-team All-IFL performers on that side of the ball for Arizona.
And here we go with that chess match we talked about. Curtis Riggs changing the play. Kevin Guy countering, changing the defense just on that last play. It was a running play to Campbell, and the Rattlers were able to check out of whatever coverage they were in. But look at this formation, Chris.
You can always expect a few wrinkles here in the United Bowl, and the Rattlers were not fooled.
Diavanzo, Merriweather, Langford, all of them attacked the football with such power, and they were able to stop him that time for a loss. Sets up another 3rd down, Chris.
It's going to bring up 3rd down. And 6 to go for the Storm. Love the energy here at Gila River Arena. Snake Pit West.
Unbelievable. Look at the towels. Look at the energy. Look how crazy everyone's going right now.
Expect nothing less than a title game. 3rd down. Brown has time, delivers. Touchdown, Sioux Falls. Damian Ford back of the end zone, and Sioux Falls strikes first.
And a little bit of an unfamiliar sight that time, Chris, because Lorenzo Brown had all the time in the world to sit back and throw that football. Normally, the Rattlers are putting pressure on the quarterback. They decided to drop back into coverage and try and prevent it, and that time he had too much time to throw the football as Damian Ford caught the touchdown.
Parker Douglas on for the extra point. And it is good. 10:31 remaining here, opening quarter. The Storm take the opening drive down the field for the touchdown. They have the lead 7-0. We'll be right back. Welcome to the United Bowl here at Gila River Arena. And let's now take a look at the keys to tonight's game. And Randy, what do you have?
Chris, keys to tonight is control the line of scrimmage on both sides of the football. Number 2, discipline. No turnovers, no mental errors. And 3rd, special teams be special. Fly down on kickoff and hopefully get a couple of kickoff returns for touchdowns tonight as well.
So glad to be with us here on Fox Sports Arizona Plus. The United Bowl, 2 of the most dominant teams in indoor football from the past decade. Douglas kicks it away. It'd be Jared.
In the end zone, right in the center. Harrington brings it up, moves it to the left side. Got some room, gets through a slip tackle, and Storm come up with Parker Douglas, the kicker. Gets the tackle at the 20-yard line. They're going to give him forward progress out to the 22. So at 10:26 to play in this first quarter. The Sioux Falls Storm leading 7-0. And now the Arizona Rattlers coming to bat for the first time. And their quarterback, Drew Powell. He led Iowa to a championship over the Storm last year. He was the MVP, and now he's playing at Arizona. Drew Powell out of Livingstone College. Left-hander fires it to the left side, gets it there to Amos. Amos is going to be wrapped up immediately, making a stop defensively. Daniel Lindsay for the Sioux Falls Storm. Starters for Arizona, Jamal Miles, Anthony Amos, Drew Powell, Jared Harrington, the running back, Jabri Lally, and across that front offensive line, Steve Garola at center, Lamar Mady, and Brandon Haskins are the tackles. Second down and about 2 to go at the 20-yard line of the Sioux Falls Storm. Powell looking to run. He's trapped, and he's sacked or tackled for a loss back to about the 24-yard line. Loss of 6 as the Sioux Falls Storm got in there in a heartbeat. And Goins leading the charge for the Sioux Falls Storm, so it's going to bring up 3rd down and 8. 9:20 left to play in this first quarter. Sioux Falls Storm leading 7-0 over the Arizona Rattlers, United Bowl 2019. So now splitting to the right side is going to be Amos. Harrington's going to be deep on the right side. Left side also moves in motion. Back to pass. The left-hander Powell steps sidewise, fires it upfield. Reception made, caught down at the 14-yard line. Got that to Amos. Hit immediately by T.J. Neal, but that's a first down for the Rattlers as they get it down to the 14-yard line. That's at the Sioux Falls 14-yard line. Head coach Kevin Guy has never won a championship at a home game in Phoenix or Glendale, because when he was in the AFL, it was played at a neutral site. They're undefeated. He wants to finish the season a champion and also in front of his fans. Powell looking. Now he fires to the left side, too far in front of the intended receiver. Incomplete. Tried to get it downfield and get it down there for the running back, Jabri Lally. And it's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 from the 14-yard line. .48 to play in this first quarter. Storm leading 7-0 over the Arizona Rattlers. 2 years ago, the Rattlers beat the Storm in the United Bowl. Last year, the Storm beat the Rattlers in the conference championship game down here. Here's the blitz. Powell throws it upfield, gets it to Harrington. He's tackled at about the 8-yard line. Coming up to make the stop there is White and also Trey Wofford. Lorenzo White and Trey Wofford on the stop, but it's a gain down inside the 10-yard line. They're going to mark it down to the 8. Gain of 6. It's going to be 3rd down and 4. And Arizona this year, 53% proficient on 3rd down conversions. Now Drew Powell, shotgun formation, puts 2 in motion to the left slot. Gets the snap, bobbles it momentarily, dancing, looking, running, goes to the right side, and he's going to be brought down by T.J. Neal, but not after a first down for the Rattlers. It's going to be inside the 5, going to mark it down at about the 4-yard line. Another first down. But even as Arizona has been taking this ball down the field, what I'm seeing with the Sioux Falls Storm, they're containing the explosiveness thus far of Drew Powell. And that can change at any time. But that's going to be key in this contest. Here's the run through the box. Leaping over a defender into the end zone is Harrington. Touchdown, Rattlers. But Harrington, 5'9", 180-pounder out of Campbellsville University. He's the leading receiver with 696 yards. Most improved player of the year in the IFL. But this is Harrington. Here's a point after touchdown by Camacho. It is up and it is good. And we'll pause for a 1-minute timeout. You're listening to Storm Football. This first quarter brought to you by Dakota Moving. They can deliver anywhere in the state of South Dakota and to any city across the USA back in one. .5:26 to play in this first contest. Ball's resting on the Sioux Falls Storm 5-yard line. Drew Powell, one through the box, fakes the handoff to him. He's going to run upfield. He gets to the 3, maybe to the 2, and he's stacked up there and pushed back. But positive yardage for about 2.5 or more. Clock's down to 5 minutes and counting. We're tied at 7 here in Glendale, Arizona, as the Rattlers, undefeated on the year, secured the first seed. The Storm had 3 losses and was the 3rd seed. The Storm was able to defeat the Iowa Barnstormers 2 weeks ago, which entitled them to come to this game. Arizona, on the other hand, had a first-round bye, and then they defeated Nebraska. The Storm played Tucson in the first round. Now, second down and goal from the 2-yard line. Last play, gain of 3. 2 in motion. 1 through the box. That is Miles. Miles gets the handoff. He's hit, and they dives into the end zone. Could not stop him. He was under the tacklers and was able to squirt out and score the touchdown. So the Rattlers have completed what you do on a turnover, and that's to get a touchdown, to capitalize on the mistake of the Sioux Falls Storm. And now the point after touchdown by Jimmy Camacho. Waiting for the snap. There it is. There's the kick. It goes up. No official word yet. It's good. It is good, and the Rattlers quickly have taken a 7-point deficit and now lead the Sioux Falls Storm 14-7. And we'll be back after this 30-second timeout. This is Storm Football. And welcome back to Storm Football, as the Arizona Rattlers used 2 plays after the fumble by Powell, Damon Powell of the Storm, fumbled a kick return. The Rattlers capitalized on that 2 plays later, get the touchdown, and they lead over the Sioux Falls Storm 14-7. 14-7. So now, back to receive for the Sioux Falls Storm. And they have Daniel Lindsay. Daniel Lindsay kick return, and Jimmy Camacho back to receive. Jimmy Camacho getting ready to kick. I have a lot of things going on right now that are not going the best direction from a production standpoint. Here's the kick. Lindsay, 5 yards deep, takes it up the center, veers it to the left. He's going to be hit, dropped down as the Rattlers came around the wall of defense of the Storm and were able to bring him down at about the 9-yard line. Good kick coverage by the Arizona Rattlers. So now the Storm trailing by 7. And they have the ball first down and 10 at their own 9. 3:23 to play in this first quarter. Brought to you by Dakota Moving. They can deliver anywhere in the state of South Dakota and to any city across the USA. Splitting to the left side is going to be Shepard. Deep on the left side is going to be Ford and Shelby. High snap, fires it to the left side, gets it there to Ford, but he's hit immediately as getting over there for the Rattlers. Merriweather, Devontae Merriweather, the leading tackler with 103 stops. Also first team defensive player of the year. The IFL first team player of the year. Storm trailing by 7, 14-7. They have the ball, second down and 9. As we talked about it earlier, Storm had third down and long in the 2 losses earlier this year. 25% of the time they did not make the third down, or 25% of the time they were forced to try it. Here's a pass downfield. Shepard, he catches it at the 1, slides into the end zone, touchdown. Holy help me, had a Storm come right back. As Shepard caught it as he was falling down at the 1, and his momentum scooted at him right on his backside. So Lorenzo Brown to Shepard. And now the point after touchdown by Parker Douglas. One minute, 50 seconds on this fast-moving first quarter clock. Storm trailing by a point. Parker Douglas can tie it at 14. Waiting for the snap from Shelby. There it is. Lorenzo Brown puts it down. The kick goes up. Hits the left or right upright. And it's good. It is good. And with that, the Storm have tied it at 14, the second tie of the contest. We'll pause for 1 minute timeout. This is Storm football on KELO AM 1320 and FM 107.9 and FM 105.1. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Since 2001, Mitchell Roofing has been keeping you covered.
Whether it's residential, commercial, or industrial roofing, we can do it. If it's new construction, weather damage, or you just need a new look, we can do it. Whether it's asphalt or wood shingles, we've done it. And in those years, we learned how to do it right, on time, and on budget, because that's what we do. At Mitchell Roofing and Siding, we don't just stand behind our work. We stand on it!
Mitchell Roofing. Call now to schedule your free estimate.
Well, the Sioux Falls Storm used only 2 plays, went 41 yards, as Lorenzo Brown gets a touchdown pass to Shepard. Point after touchdown by Parker Douglas is good, and we have a tie ball game in United Bowl 2019. They're going to call that a 40-yard touchdown pass, Brown to Shepard. Now Douglas kicks it off. High end over end is going to push all the way back to the boards, bounces off the upright, and that by rule will bring the ball out to the 20-yard line. But it hit the upright of the goalpost. Jim Schaefer on the call. But by rule, it's the same as if it was kicked over the wall. It comes out to the 20-yard line. So Arizona with favorable field position to start this campaign. It's at their own 20. It's tie ball game 14, 1:29 to play in this first quarter. And Drew Powell, empty backfield, has one through the box, gives the handoff, turns the corner, gets about 4 yards, and that is Miles, TJ Neal, along with Lindsey, into the stop defensively. Forward progress, I guess they're going to give him out to about the 3.5-yard line. Arizona runs not a hurry-up offense because Coach Guy has Powell come over to him and tells him to play, so they huddle up. They take some time that way. Also, you get some rest during that time. Receivers split wide, both sides, empty backfield, two in motion, slots on both sides. Back to pass, Powell fires it upfield, gets it there to Harrington. He's hit and dropped, but not after a first down. It's going to be down to the 17-yard line. And defensive secondary for the Sioux Falls Storm. The thing about Powell is he finds his receivers so quickly. You can have the right coverage, but there's still a 1 to 2 yard gap. And that's exactly what Drew Powell can do. Pressure on the quarterback is the only remedy for that. So now the Rattlers have first down and 10. Ball is resting at the 17-yard line of the Sioux Falls Storm, and they're going to let the clock run out. So we've reached the end of the first quarter. We are tied at 14, and you've been listening to the first quarter, brought to you by Dakota Moving. Locally owned and full-service professional movers, Dakota Moving can deliver anywhere in the state of South Dakota and to any city across the USA. Back in 1 minute.
When should you visit Sioux Falls Urgent Care? When that common cold is not so common. When that chicken definitely needed 2 more minutes. Or when you shouldn't have done it yourself. Sioux Falls Urgent Care specializes in medical fixes for life's glitches. We're faster than the ER at a fraction of the cost. So, when you're down from a sofa stage dive, see us. Walk-ins are welcome and most insurance is accepted. Visit Sioux Falls Urgent Care today.
And welcome back to Storm football. We're tied at 14 at the end of the first quarter. Arizona Rattlers won the coin toss. Sioux Falls Storm got the ball to start this contest. As the Rattlers had deferred to the second half, the Storm gets the first touchdown. The Rattlers come back, and it's been trading touchdowns. However, the Sioux Falls Storm gave up a fumble on a kickoff, and the Rattlers capitalized on it, but the Storm was able to come back and get the touchdown, so it's tied at 14. And you're listening to the second quarter, brought to you by A&B Business Solutions. A&B provides a wide range of solutions, whether it's office equipment, coffee and water, document management, or our newest additions of promo gear and managed IT services. We've got you covered at A&B. We're number 2 because our customers are number 1. So now after the quarter break, the Rattlers have the ball at the Sioux Falls Storm 17-yard line. Drew Powell, first quarter, 4 of 5, 35 yards, no touchdowns. Miles, 2 carries, 6 yards, and a score. Harrington also had a rushing touchdown. Handoff goes, a fake handoff, give it to Lally. And Powell going to carry it, gets it to the 15-yard line, gain of a couple. In a stop defensively for the Sioux Falls Storm, Lorenzo White. We have Lorenzo White and we have Lorenzo Brown. Lorenzo Brown at quarterback. So now the ball's resting at the 15-yard line. 2nd down and 8 for the Rattlers. We're tied at 14. There's a snap. Powell quickly dumps it across the middle. Flag comes out on the far side of the field. It's going to be very close to a first down. Lindsey in the stop defensively. Goins helped out. But a flag on the field, got to be thinking illegal defense. We'll wait for Jim Schaefer to tell us all about it. He's having a conference with his officials. And he's looking to the Storm bench. So it could be very well a penalty against the Rattlers. So they're debating the options right now. And you're listening to Storm Football, again, brought to you by Dakota Moving and now A&B Business Solutions. And they are great corporate sponsors with the Sioux Falls Storm. Here's Jim Schaefer to tell us all about it. So they're going to decline the penalty. The penalty was against the Sioux Falls Storm, but it is declined. And I think what really Coach Guy is thinking about, he wants the whole end zone. Ordinarily, it would be half the distance to the goal. This way, he has more field to work with for a pass, which would give him an opportunity to fake it and run it. And that's exactly what it is. It's a run given there by Lally, and he takes it down to about the 4-yard line. That's enough for a first down. But that's exactly the thinking of Coach Guy. Do something that's unusual, and you think you figured it out, and he does something unusual again. A mastermind, as is head coach Curtis Riggs. Lorenzo Brown, 4 of 4 in passing, 71 yards, 2 passing touchdowns in that first quarter. And now the Rattlers have the ball first down on the 5-yard line. First down on the 5-yard line. And Powell going to put Lally split to the right side, a slot right. He gives the handoff, tries to get around the corner, fights for tough yardage, takes it down to about the 2-yard line. And carrying the ball for the Arizona Rattlers. And I had to wait till he got all the way off the bottom. And I believe that is Amos. And fans kind of getting on the Storm players right now, thinking there was a little extracurricular activity. So it's down to the 2. 2nd down and goal from the 2-yard line. 12:40, clock is counting. 2nd quarter of United Bowl 2019. Now Powell will get under center. And he'll give the handoff to Lally, left side carry, and he's upended by Trey Wofford. And he's short of the goal line. It's going to be 3rd down. Gain of nada. It is going to be 3rd down and goal from the 2-yard line. So the Sioux Falls Storm defense trying to rise to the occasion and make the stop. And now the Rattlers break camp. And they have it on the 2-yard line in the center. It's going to be Powell up the center himself. Eluded a couple of tacklers, but he's going to be tracked down at the 1-yard line. And Claude Davis and Robinson come up and make the stop. And that was huge for the Sioux Falls Storm defense, but it is still 4th down. And I have to believe that Coach Guy is going to go for it, and he is. He's going to go for it. It is 4th down and goal, less than a yard to go. Tie ball game, 14 all. Splitting to the right side is Amos. Lowry's in the backfield to the right of Powell, two in motion left side. It's going to be Powell, left side carry. Nobody around him. He waltzes into the end zone. Touchdown, Rattlers. So Powell gets the rushing touchdown. And for Drew Powell this year, he's had a lot of them, even though he's only played in 9 games. That was his 19th rushing touchdown. And he has given the Rattlers the lead, 20-14. Point after by Camacho is up. And we got some pushing and shoving going. A flag came out. And we got another flag come out. 2 flags came out after the point after touchdown was kicked. A signal was not given relative to the point after. I believe it was good, but they're going to debate the issue. Coach Riggs went out to get a conversation with Jim Schaefer to find out what the call is. But you're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by First Premier Bank, Big J's Roadhouse, Best Barbecue, Smoke Wings, Fireplace Professionals, Waterbury Heating and Cooling, and Coleman Heating and Air Conditioning, along with KDLT TV and Scott's Lumber and Supply Company. We're tied at 14 down at Glendale, Arizona.
When should you visit Sioux Falls Urgent Care? When that
It
common
is
cold
20.
is not so common. When that chicken definitely needed 2 more minutes. Or when you shouldn't have done it yourself. Sioux Falls Urgent Care specializes in medical fixes for life's glitches. We're faster than the ER at a fraction of the cost. So, when you're down from a sofa stage dive, see us. Walk-ins are welcome and most insurance is accepted. Visit Sioux Falls Urgent Care today.
Okay. So we had unsportsmanlike conduct charge against the Sioux Falls Storm. The kick was good. The point was good. And then both coaches have been warned, given a sideline warning. This is their first warning. If they have another one in this half, they will lose their sideline privileges. So the Rattlers lead over the Sioux Falls Storm 21-14 after a 7-play drive that went for 30 yards. And the Rattlers lead 21-14. We've had 3, check that, 2 ties. And now Camacho getting ready to kick off. Lindsay, nope, back there is going to be Powell again. There's the kick. He caught it deep in the end zone. Comes out to the 5, trying to get to corner at the 10, and a flag comes out from the referee. And you got to be thinking holding or blocking the back as Powell, Damon Powell, got it out to about the 12-yard line. But you're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Cairo Sport, the official team chiropractor, Beal Distributing, and Budweiser, along with Orthopedic Institute. 10:06 to go in this first half clock. And we're going to take a break coming up. Get through this penalty and see if we have a timeout scheduled. Sioux Falls Storm flew down in 4 different flights to get down here. 2 on Thursday and 2 on Friday, but we're all going back on the same flight tomorrow morning. We leave the airport or leave the hotel at 4 a.m. Oh, 2 penalties charged against the Rattlers. Unsportsmanlike penalty, and a penalty that was in the bank is going to be added on to that for half the distance to the goal. So the Sioux Falls Storm are going to work with a short field this time, as the penalties against the Rattlers added up to giving the Sioux Falls Storm a 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line. 10:06 to play in this first half. And now the Storm have the ball. 1st down and 10 at the 12-yard line of Arizona, working from right to left. The Storm in their red and white uniforms, red numerals, red spats, white helmets, jerseys, and pants and leggings. 2 in motion, right slot. Lorenzo Brown back to pass. Storm pick up the blitz. No. They keep pushing right through Campbell, and they wind up burying Lorenzo Brown all the way back to the 22-yard line. Campbell went to block him, but there was 2 of them that wound up coming through him. And it's a sack all the way back to the 21. Sack of 9 yards. So now the Storm faced with 2nd down and long. And they have it at the Rattler 21. And the crowd getting into it here, some 14,000 strong. Campbell splitting to the right side. Short side is going to be trips, 2 in motion, left slot. Lorenzo Brown dropped back to pass, throws it upfield. Nobody around. Pass goes over. It's going to be picked off, and it's going to be returned across the 15 out to the 17-yard line. The receiver, I don't believe, was looking for it that way, and coming up to make that interception was Devin Cockrell. The 2nd turnover of the contest for the Sioux Falls Storm. Now the officials are talking things over. And I don't see a flag. And the Rattlers are backing up. Fans aren't going to like this one. Roughing the passer is going to be called against the Arizona Rattlers. Fans taking exception to that. Jim Schaefer, he sells it like the best of them. It's all the way down to the 12-yard line, nullifies an interception. So a penalty puts it down. They're going to mark it at the 11. But it nullified an interception. 8:45 to play in this first half. 21-14, the Rattlers with the lead over the Sioux Falls Storm. Lorenzo Brown has Campbell behind him. Through the box is Shepard. Shepard gets the handoff. He's got the corner. Turns it at the 10 to the 5. Dives down. Where did he go out? Did he go out? And they're going to say touchdown. That was odd because I didn't see hands go up indicating the touchdown. But it is a touchdown for the Sioux Falls Storm. Oh my. So that roughing the passer took away an interception, and the Storm, one play later, they get the touchdown. Now Parker Douglas to make it a tie ball game. 21-20 is the score at this point. Rattlers with the lead. There's a snap placement. Parker Douglas kicks it, and the crowd got quiet. It's got to be good. So we'll pause for a 1-minute timeout, media timeout. They have an activity on the field, so we'll pause. And you're listening to Storm Football on Kello AM 1320 and FM 107.9. Back in 1 minute.
Since 2001, Mitchell Roofing has been keeping you covered.
Whether it's residential, commercial, or industrial roofing, we can do it. If it's new construction, weather damage, or you just need a new look, we can do it. Whether it's asphalt or wood shingles, we've done it. And in those years, we learned how to do it right, on time, and on budget, because that's what we do. At Mitchell Roofing and Siding, we don't just stand behind our work. We stand on it!
Mitchell Roofing. Call now to schedule your free estimate.
When should you visit Sioux Falls Urgent Care? When that common cold is not so common. When that chicken definitely needed 2 more minutes. Or when you shouldn't have done it yourself. Sioux Falls Urgent Care specializes in medical fixes for life's glitches. We're faster than the ER at a fraction of the cost. So, when you're down from a sofa stage dive, see us. Walk-ins are welcome and most insurance is accepted. Visit Sioux Falls Urgent Care today.
Storm, one play later, get a carry through the box. Shepard turns the corner, delayed call, touchdown. Point after by Parker Douglas is good, and we are tied at 21. Here's a low driving knuckleballer, takes a big bounce. It's going to be covered there by Miles at the 8 to the 10, 15. Got an opener at the 20, out to the 25, and into Storm territory. Ball comes out, scramble for it. Who's got it? And they're going to try to peel the bodies off at about the 22-yard line of Sioux Falls. And now they'll stop the clock. And it's going to be Arizona football. So with 7:37 to play in this first half, the Rattlers and the Storm tied up at 21. And now the Rattlers have the ball, first down and 10 at the Sioux Falls Storm 21-yard line. Arizona Rattlers 15-0. The Sioux Falls Storm 13-3. Storm score about 52 points. Arizona 62. Back to pass. Powell throws it across the middle. 2 receivers there. One knocked the ball down for the other. Didn't realize there was a man behind him, and I think that Miles dove down. The pass could have been caught by the other receiver, but knocked down, incomplete. Second down and 10. Need to get down to the 11-yard line to pick up a first down for the Arizona Rattlers. 21 all. 6:58 to play in this first half. Powell will be under center this time. Fakes the handoff. Steps up in the pocket. Storm chasing him and bring him down, but not after he picks up 6. Takes it down to the 15-yard line. We got a flag thrown by the referee, and his preliminary indication is holding against the Rattlers. And he looks over to Brian Hermanson, the defensive coordinator of the Storm, and Brian immediately points, send him back. Holding charge against the Rattlers. They're going to charge that against the center, Stephen Garola. He started every game at center at Arizona State in 2013 to 14. First team all IFL. So now it's going to be, they're going to call it second down and 20. Second down and 20 from the Rattler 21-yard line. Back to pass. Hit as he throws the ball, looking in the end zone. It's leaping catch. He caught it in the right, check that left corner of the end zone. Got that to Amos. And it had to be a perfect pass, perfect catch. Their coverage was excellent. Lindsay was right with him. And a leaping grab brings it in. So the Rattlers go up on top again. Waiting for the point after touchdown by Camacho. He puts it up and it's good. And the Rattlers 28 and the Sioux Falls Storm 21. And we'll keep it right here. You're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by 605 Real Estate. They take the time for you. Rod's Property Management, Sprint, Mattress Firm, along with Sioux Falls Specialty Hospital, Five Guys, handcrafted burgers, and Best Choice Cleaning and Restoration, along with Posh Boutique. Let Posh style you. And you're listening to the second quarter, brought to you by A&B Business Solutions. They provide a wide range of solutions, whether it's office management, coffee and water, document management, or their newest additions of promo gear and managed IT services. We've got you covered at A&B. We're number 2 because our customers are number 1. So now we are 5:41 to play till halftime. It is the Rattlers 28 and the Sioux Falls Storm 21. And back to receive for the Sioux Falls Storm is going to be Damon Powell Jr. And Jimmy Camacho out of Livingstone College, signed April 30th. And he is the 10th kicker in 7 seasons for the Arizona Rattlers. And this year he is first team All-IFL kicker. There's the kick. It's going to be right at about 1 yard deep. Powell goes to the right side, stops, stutter steps. Drugged down. He's not going to get to the 10-yard line. It's going to be at the 8. And that's where the Storm will have to start this contest, or start this drive at the 8-yard line. Clock reads 5:34 to play in this first half. Rattlers with the 7-point lead, 28-21. And now Lorenzo Brown and company. In a huddle right on the goal line. The ball's placed directly in the center. And now shotgun formation for the Sioux Falls Storm. Shepard's going to split to the right side. Ford left, in motion, 2. Lorenzo Brown to pass, fires it upfield. A little bit behind Ford, and he had a whole bunch of hand checking done there by Devin Cockrow. No flag. 5:05 left to play in this first half. Rattlers 28, the Sioux Falls Storm 21. So now Lorenzo Brown gets the play from 17th year head coach Curtis Rigg. 241 and 43 in his career as a head coach. Member of many Hall of Fame. He was the NAIA Offensive Player of the Year when he was in college at USF. And now, Lorenzo Brown puts 2 in motion right side. He gets the snap. Here's the blitz. Storm pick it up. Lorenzo Brown tried to run. Throws it upfield as he was being tackled. And it goes against the boards as long as he got it past the original line of scrimmage. And if there's a receiver in there, and Arizona is taking this to task, whether or not that was an illegal forward pass or intentional grounding. So Jim Shaver just explained it, saying that he was out of the alley and he threw it upfield. It's 3rd down. So now the Storm. 3:47 to play in this first half, trailing 28-21. And they're going to send Shelby deep on the right side. Deep left is going to be Shepard. Shotgun formation. Campbell is to the right of Lorenzo Brown. There's a snap, back to throw, fires it upfield, caught behind the defender. Great job done by the defender, but even a better job done by the Sioux Falls Storm as he is still in the crowd. They're trying to get him out, and that is Shepard. But what a great catch, going up over the defender and bringing it in basically right over his helmet. And that was a big first down for the Sioux Falls Storm. They're going to mark it at the 19, gain of 11. Storm trailing by 7, 28-21. However, 2:57 left to go in this first half, and Arizona gets the ball to start the second half. Short slot left. Lorenzo Brown passes right side, gets it there to Damon Ford, and Winfrey pushed his blocker right into the ball carrier and limited him to about a 4-yard pickup. Ball's going to be pushed out to the 23. It's at the 23-yard line. It is 2nd down and 6. need to get down to the 21-yard line of the Rattlers to pick up the first down. .2:12. Clock is counting. First half. Rattlers 28, Storm 21. Back to pass, Lorenzo Brown under pressure. About stumbled. Stops. Cox fires upfield. Caught by Ford at the 14-yard line. And now pushed out of bounds at about the 12. You can't describe that one. You certainly can't draw it up. But Lorenzo Brown was backing up. He stumbled. He spun. And finally was able to get some footing. Fired it upfield behind the defender. And behind the receiver, who was able to pull it in. And now, the Storm, trailing by 7, have the ball. First down and 10 at the 12-yard line. Fans getting into it here in Glendale, Arizona. Now Lorenzo Brown will be under center. Behind him is going to be Campbell. 2 in motion, left slot. Toss goes to Shelby. He goes around the left side and he picks up about 7. They're going to take him all the way down to the 6-yard line. And that's going to set up a second down and short. And this is what I talked about earlier, the importance of being able to have short down situations. We have the 1-minute warning. We're going to pause for 1 minute. We'll be back right after this.
Since 2001, Mitchell Roofing has been keeping you covered.
Whether it's residential, commercial, or industrial roofing, we can do it. If it's new construction, weather damage, or you just need a new look, we can do it. Whether it's asphalt or wood shingles, we've done it. And in those years, we learned how to do it right, on time, and on budget, because that's what we do. At Mitchell Roofing and Siding, we don't just stand behind our work. We stand on it!
Mitchell Roofing. Call now to schedule your free estimate.
Storm football, Rich Rossi down in Glendale, Arizona. And the Sioux Falls Storm, trailing by 7, have the ball. Second down and 4. Ball's resting on the 6-yard line. 1-minute timing rules are in effect. Plays into the boards, incompleted passes, and first downs long enough to move the sticks will all stop the clock. Head coach Curtis Riggs talking to his Chargers. And coming out of a television timeout. And now things are ready to go. Second down and about 4 from the Arizona 6-yard line. Shelby going to split to the right side. That run by him was one of the very few that you see him run and end around. So 2 split deep on the left side. 1 through the boxes, Shepard. Lorenzo Brown keeps it. He finds an opener. He'll just slide into the end zone. Touchdown. Sioux Falls Storm 1 point away from a tie again. What great blocking by that offensive line as Lorenzo Brown parted the Dead Sea and went right through. And the Sioux Falls Storm right back in it. 56.9 seconds to play in this first half. And now Parker Douglas to try the point after touchdown. Out of the hold of Lorenzo Brown. Clock is stopped, 56.9. Here's Parker Douglas's kick. Crowd got quiet, it's got to be good. So with that, we have a score. And our 4th tie of the contest. We are tied at 28. Tied at 28. The officials are talking about there is a flag on the field. And we'll sort that one out as soon as we can. Jim Schaefer and his crew, a seasoned crew, as assigned by Tom Falcinelli, Director of Officials. Jim Schaefer, head linesman, Roderick Fields, line judge Casey Farley, the umpire, Zach Griffin, and the back judge, Justin Denning. They're still talking about it. The officials have sent the teams to their benches, or actually not benches, but just separate. And we got to listen. The fans are getting kind of an idea it's going to go against the Rattlers. Here's Jim Schaefer. We'll try to pick it up. So offsetting penalties, and by rule the try is good, so we are tied at 28, so we'll pause for 30 seconds. This is Storm football.
When should you visit Sioux Falls Urgent Care? When that common cold is not so common. When that chicken definitely needed 2 more minutes. Or when you shouldn't have done it yourself. Sioux Falls Urgent Care specializes in medical fixes for life's glitches. We're faster than the ER at a fraction of the cost. So, when you're down from a sofa stage dive, see us. Walk-ins are welcome and most insurance is accepted. Visit Sioux Falls Urgent Care today.
Tied at 28. 56.9 seconds left to go in this first half. And the Sioux Falls Storm, Lorenzo Brown, runs in from 6 yards out. Point after touchdown by Parker Douglas is good. We're tied at 28. And now Parker Douglas will put this a line drive kick right into the hands of the receiver at about the 3 yards deep. He moves it to the left, runs into his back of his own players, and that is Harrington. And he's going to be dropped down where the Rattlers will have the ball. First down and 10 at their own 22-yard line. 51.4 seconds left to go in this first half. Officially, they're going to put the ball down at the 21-yard line of Arizona. So now the Rattlers. First down and 10. Powell, short drop, quick snap to the left side, reception there, and caught by Lally. He's touched immediately, but that's still a gain of about 7. Takes it down to the Sioux Falls Storm 22-yard line. Hurry up offense by the Rattlers. Clock rolls, 36 seconds and counting. Powell puts 2 in motion, 1 on each side. Short drop, looking center. Now he looks right. Now he's going to run. He's got the 20. He's got the 15, slips out of that tackle. He's down to the 10-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds by T.J. Neal. And Neal is saying that he gave himself up against the boards and he got hit by Neal. The officials did not agree. But it is a first down for the Rattlers. And they take it down to the 10-yard line. It'll be first down and goal from there. 23.9 seconds left to go in this first half. Tied at 28, and the Rattlers will have the ball to start the second half. So now splitting to the left side is going to be Miles. Lally's going to be in the slot to the left side, also man in motion each side. Fires upfield, reception made for a gain of 7. Down to about the 3-yard line. Second down and goal from there. Clock is stopped. 20.7 seconds. Play went into the board. Stay tuned at halftime. We have a very special guest is joining me for the broadcast. And now the Rattlers. We're tied at 28. Slot to the left side, 2 in motion. Powell keeps it, and he's going to be tackled for loss, and getting in there was Lorenzo White. A loss on the play. Also in the stop, TJ Neal, back from a tryout in the XFL League down in Florida. Now flag on the field. I don't see it, but TJ Neal indicating it's against the Rattlers. I don't see a flag, and I don't see Jim Schaefer lining up to tell us anything. So it is going to be 3rd down and goal, 15.7. 15.7 seconds left to go. The ball resting at the Sioux Falls Storm 7. Loss of 4 on the last play. So now, quarterback Drew Powell spreads his offense, but he keeps Lolly to his right. Fumbles the snap. He's rolling back. Picks it up. Under pressure. He'll just go down. The clock rolls. It's down to 9.4 seconds, and the Rattlers call a timeout, and Jim Schaefer just wound the clock again. Evidently, it was not a timeout called. And now the clock is going to be stopped. As finally Powell calls a timeout, but he bobbled the snap. It got through his hands, and it went backwards all the way back out to about the 18-yard line. Timeout, Arizona. We'll pause for 1 minute. This is Storm football.
Since 2001, Mitchell Roofing has been keeping you covered.
Whether it's residential, commercial, or industrial roofing, we can do it. If it's new construction, weather damage, or you just need a new look, we can do it. Whether it's asphalt or wood shingles, we've done it. And in those years, we learned how to do it right, on time, and on budget, because that's what we do. At Mitchell Roofing and Siding, we don't just stand behind our work. We stand on it!
Mitchell Roofing. Call now to schedule your free estimate.
And a field goal attempt by the Arizona Rattlers is good as Camacho put that one down at about the 18-yard line and hammered it through the uprights. And the Rattlers will go to half with a 3-point lead, 31-28. 31-28 over the Sioux Falls Storm in United Bowl 2019. We'll pause for a halftime timeout and come back, and we'll have a conversation with a very special man in indoor football. And you'll know who he is as soon as I introduce him. We'll be back in 2 minutes. This is Storm Football.
When should you visit Sioux Falls Urgent Care? When that common cold is not so common. When that chicken definitely needed 2 more minutes. Or when you shouldn't have done it yourself. Sioux Falls Urgent Care specializes in medical fixes for life's glitches. We're faster than the ER at a fraction of the cost. So, when you're down from a sofa stage dive, see us. Walk-ins are welcome and most insurance is accepted. Visit Sioux Falls Urgent Care today.
Since 2001, Mitchell Roofing has been keeping you covered.
Whether it's residential, commercial, or industrial roofing, we can do it. If it's new construction, weather damage, or you just need a new look, we can do it. Whether it's asphalt or wood shingles, we've done it. And in those years, we learned how to do it right, on time, and on budget, because that's what we do. At Mitchell Roofing and Siding, we don't just stand behind our work. We stand on it!
Mitchell Roofing. Call now to schedule your free estimate.
1-point advantage going into halftime, and they will get the ball to start the second half. And joining me up in the press box, high above the field down here at Glendale, Arizona, Richard Tiemann from the Fan Zone out of Spokane, Washington. You've made quite a mark over the past 3 years in covering Indoor Football League. Thank you so much for being a part of the halftime show.
Yeah, it's a real pleasure to be here. This is my 4th straight United Bowl. And first and foremost, I want to say hello to my family watching this United Bowl back home. They're all gathered around a TV listening to your broadcast, Mr. Rosti. And, or I'm sorry, Rich. You insisted I call you Rich. We're on that friendship level now. And I love you to my wife, who's been super supportive over the last 4 years. But, you know, every United Bowl is special. You were there in Iowa last year when you got to see a franchise win its first ever title. And I know that you were on the other side of things, and that's got to be tough for you. But there's just a certain atmosphere when it comes to a championship game. And I wouldn't trade this for the world. I really wouldn't.
Well, it's an exciting game last year against Iowa. The Sioux Falls Storm took it to the last second. And the last second pass goes over the boards. And completion or not, it was ruled incomplete. I think the ball was caught, but it was stripped out. Official is right there, called it, and that's the way it is, and that's the way it stands. And the Sioux Falls Storm lost that championship to the Iowa Barnstormers, but it probably did more for the league, if anything else, because of the dramatic game that it was. It was a showcase game, fantastic crowd, and all of those things helped with the addition of teams this year, going from 6 to 10 this year with the IFL. So, you know, tell me your feelings about, you know, expansion and things like that around the IFL.
Well, expansion is always the goal, right? You want to have a league that covers coast to coast, and for a while it's been predominantly in the Midwest, but now we're getting expansion westward. But you got to have the right people in place that make the big, tough decisions. Everybody loves and respects Arizona's, Sioux Falls, Iowa's franchises because they're run well. They have the right people in the right places to make the tough decisions. San Diego, I don't know. They didn't do so well. Tucson did great, though, and that's a Kevin Guy product who learned from Ron Schertz. So I am a big fan of expansion, especially if it comes back to Spokane in the Northwest. But you got to have the right people to make it work, because you don't want to have what other leagues have, thankfully not the IFL, of teams folding mid-season. That's not a good look for your brand at all.
No, it is not. And, you know, there was a time when the Storm played in the very first United Bowl 10 years ago. There were 25 teams in the IFL. 25 teams all the way from Corpus Christi, Texas, all the way up to Alaska, all the way out to Rochester, New York, and all parts in between. It went all the way down to 6 teams. Now they're rebuilding it, I think, the right way with good ownership and good partnerships, and they're going to take it to the next level. It'll be very interesting to see what Mike Allshouse and the executive committee come up with expansion and also growth of other ways within the IFL.
Yeah, I think what we're seeing now is really a peak season that could change everything for the IFL moving forward in regards to expansion. I'm hearing that there's several teams in talks that are looking to either resurrect their franchises like Spokane. Even Billings was one that was mentioned. There's more expansion talk about Oakland as one of the cities, and then maybe even getting a few teams from the CIF like we did last year with Bismarck and Quad City that turned out to be, you know, a great season for Quad City, just falling one game shy of playoffs. And Bismarck had a rough go, but I think they're still a strong franchise and they know what they're doing. So it's exciting times for the IFL.
Well, Richard, I want you to tell the folks about your program, The Fan Zone, where they can find it and how they can listen to it. And I think, what did I see for the episode 400 and how many?
Yeah, we're up to, I think, 427 will be on Tuesday when I do a recap of the United Bowl. But it's the Fan Show, and you're in the Fan Zone right now. But yeah, the Fan Show, everyone's a fan of something, and we've got something for every fan on the Fan Show. And if you're a fan of close, competitive football games, then the United Bowl is where you want to be tuned into right now. Because I said this was going to be a dramatic one, and it was going to come down to probably a few mistakes, and we've already seen one of those. And what will come of that, I don't know. But I'm excited to see how this one finishes. And you can hear the show and my recap on Tuesday at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on Spreaker.com, and I'm on Facebook, Facebook.com/FanShowOfficial, and you can follow me on Twitter @FanShowOfficial, and there's even an Instagram, The Fan Show, and it's been growing, and I have a great audience, great fan base out there that I can see and say hi to when I go to different cities like Sioux Falls, Arizona, Iowa, Quad City for the first time this year, and that was a lot of fun. So I'm very excited about what my own future holds, as well as the future of the IFL.
Thank you very much, Richard, for being a part of the halftime show. And my very best to you as you continue the fan show.
It's been an honor to share the booth with you, Rich Rossi, an honor.
Thank you so much. We'll pause for a 2-minute timeout, come back, and I'll have the halftime stats for you as the Sioux Falls Storm trailing the Arizona Rattlers by 3, 31-28. We'll be back in 2 minutes. And welcome back to Storm Football at halftime. The score, it is the Arizona Rattlers 31 and the Sioux Falls Storm 28. For the Rattlers, passing the football, Drew Powell, 8 of 10, 85 yards and a touchdown, long of 29. He's been sacked one time. Leading receiver, Anthony Amos, 4 catches, 56 yards and a touchdown. Jared Harrington, 4 receptions, a total of 29. Rushing, Drew Powell, 8 carries, 14 yards and a rushing touchdown, long of 12. And Jamal Miles, 2 carries, 6 yards. He has a rushing touchdown. For the Sioux Falls Storm, Lorenzo Brown, 6 of 8. 2 touchdowns, been sacked once, long of 40. Leading receiver, Brandon Shepard, 3 catches for 74 yards and a touchdown. Damian Ford, 3 grabs, 23 yards and a score. Leading rusher for the Sioux Falls Storm, and this is a surprise, Brandon Shepard, 1 carry, 11 yards. Total offense for the Sioux Falls Storm, 123 yards, 105 for Arizona. Storm had 35 yards on the ground, 29 for Arizona. Passing, Storm had 88, and Arizona had 75. Third down conversion, Sioux Falls Storm 3 of 3. Arizona 3 of 5. Red zone chances, Storm 2 of 2. Arizona 4 of 4. And right now they're having the introduction and of the Hall of Fame recipients for 2019. And they're playing a video about that, and there was so many people that were capable of and worthy of getting into the Hall of Fame. It was a very difficult choice by the committee, and it was a vote that included the fans, and they were able to have an input into that selection. And the 4 members of the IFL Hall of Fame 2019 are Brian Prey, Mania Smith and Javis Jones. Mania Smith, of course, played with the Sioux Falls Storm, a mountain of a man. And right now they're talking about, in the background, Javis Jones, defensive back extraordinaire. I had a nice talk with Brian Prey last night and talked about some old times, the teams that he had played for, and how much I enjoyed seeing him play. I mean, he could just do it all. And we just talked about his career, and he was really a dynamic wide receiver all across the IFL because he played for several different teams. But Javis Jones coming out to receive his Hall of Fame football. Last night he received his ring, Hall of Fame ring. Other statistics of that first half. First downs, 8 for the Sioux Falls Storm, 9 for Arizona. Tackles, leading tackler for the Sioux Falls Storm, TJ Neal, 5.5 tackles. Lorenzo White, 3.5. Leading tackler for the Arizona Rattlers, Dylan Winfrey, with 3 tackles, and Devontae Merriweather with 2.5. We'll pause for another timeout. Halftime score, it's the Rattlers 31 and the Sioux Falls Storm 28. United Bowl 2019. We'll be back in 2 minutes and finish up the halftime show after we pause for these messages.
Is it time to sell your equipment? Sell it on AuctionTime.com, the best resource for selling farm equipment, construction equipment, trucks, and trailers. Powered by Tractor House, Machinery Trader, and Truck Paper, Auction Time brings you the largest audience of bidders from across the country and around the world. Get more for your equipment. See our current listings at AuctionTime.com or call 800-334-7443.
Okay. And welcome back to Storm Football. Rich Rosty down in Glendale, Arizona. And right now, Mania Smith, who towers over Commissioner Mike All's house. Mania, 6'6" or 7", 400 pounds maybe. But he moves, and he danced on the football field. Amazing footwork by a big man like that. Spent time with the New York Giants of the NFL. Halftime is about over. The teams are coming back onto the field. The Rattlers with a 3-point advantage, and they get the football to start the second half. Sioux Falls Storm have had 2 turnovers. They had an interception, but it was nullified because of a penalty against Arizona, and the Sioux Falls Storm capitalized on that and got a touchdown. But the Rattlers recovered a fumble on a kickoff by Powell, and they capitalized on that and got a touchdown as the Rattlers lead by 3, 31-28. Coming up on Monday is the final Curtis Riggs show of the 2019 season. It's at 6 o'clock on our sister station, Sports Radio AM 1230, KWSN. Also want to say a shout out to my brother-in-law, Dan Beto. I talked about him in a previous broadcast. He had fallen and broken ribs, and I'm pleased to report that things are greatly improved for him, but it's his determination and his attitude is what's really made it work. And he, like I said before, he has been an inspiration to the family and how he's dealt with this broken rib situation. Also want to send shout-outs to the Simons. They always are listening to this. Then the folks out in far reaches of South Dakota as they listen to games out there in Hoven. Also down in Nebraska, fans all over listen to Storm football. Really appreciate all of you. Also, all of you that are watching and listening on the YouTube channel, the IFL YouTube. I'm sorry for the difficulties that were at the beginning of the broadcast with the audio. I apologize for that, but I appreciate them getting things worked out throughout that. But throughout it all, it has been on radio, Kello AM 1320, FM 107.9, and FM 105.1. Sioux Falls Storm yet to take the field in the second half. The Rattlers are on the field right now. They're dressed in their black uniforms with the copper trim and the dark copper numbers and their Rattler helmet with the R and the rattlesnake within the open space of the R, the classic helmet design that they wore in the Arena Football League for so many years. This is the 25th year for the Arizona Rattlers. Been very successful franchise. And Kevin Guy won his 200th career coaching win against the Sioux Falls Storm, and that was in a game earlier this year, way back in March. But Kevin Guy coaching for Arizona, 151 and 47. The other wins were in his other coaching stops. But he and Coach Riggs, highly respected, tremendous coaches. They have a great friendship that ends during the game, but renews immediately after. And that's the mark of a couple very good coaches. But Kevin Guy also did something that was very unexpected. One of the interns for the Sioux Falls Storm, Lane Kropeczki, wanted to go to the game, but the Storm only could take so many people. And he wanted to go, so he started a GoFundMe page in Sioux Falls. And somehow it got picked up by the folks in Arizona. There was only $60 raised, and Coach Guy wrote a check for the $204 necessary for him to be able to make the trip down here. And I know that Lane and Coach Guy had a chance to meet each other later today. So now the second half about to begin. And the third quarter brought to you by Culver's of Sioux Falls with the all-new Sweet Treat Seat of the Night giveaway at every Storm home game, where one lucky fan will win a free pint of custard for a year. The winning never ends thanks to Culver's. Welcome to Delicious. So now the Rattlers will receive the kickoff. Parker Douglas will kick it off. And back to receive for the Arizona Rattlers. Waiting for him to get in position. I believe Harrington is going to be the up back this time. He has been the kick returner, but Parker Douglas has been kicking him line drives and shorter. So they're working the way to get the ball up farther. In fact, the Rattlers almost looking like they're anticipating an onside kick as they have all of their hands people up. They do not have an up back. They just have the deep back in the end zone. And that is Miles, Jamal Miles. Now Parker Douglas advances, waits for the whistle. There it is. And Parker Douglas puts a line drive knuckleballer, takes a bounce, and it's rolling into the end zone. Going to be taken up by Miles at the goal line. 5-10, left side carry, out of bounds at about the 14-yard line. No doubt about it, Sioux Falls Storm don't want to kick it high and deep. Kick the line drives, and Arizona anticipated, left that wide open, and a nice return for Miles out to the 14-yard line. So it's at the Rattler 14-yard line. Clock just started the third quarter, 14:55. Rattlers by 3. Can go up by 10, make it a 2-score game with a touchdown here. And that's what's hard to overcome a deficit like that with the Rattlers. It's going to be handoff, goes there to Harrington. He stopped. He was boxed in. He stopped. Now he goes to the far right side. He's going to take it all the way down inside the 15, to the 10, and finally wrapped down at about the 7-yard line. The Storm had him totally boxed in, players on all sides of him, and he skidded to a stop. And he reversed directions, and he found an opening, and the Storm did nothing but try to eat his dust all the way down to the 7-yard line. $29-yard pickup for the Arizona Rattlers. And the Storm had him boxed in, but he got away. And now the Rattlers first down and goal at the 7-yard line. It's going to be Powell. He's going to run to the football, and getting in there was Williams. Charles Williams submarined Powell and brought him down, no gain, maybe a loss. Going to mark it down at about the 8-yard line, loss of 1. Clock rolls, 13:37 to play in this third quarter. 28 for the Storm, 31 for the Rattlers. Now Powell gets the play from head coach Kevin Guy. Coach Guy, he works the offense and the defense from on the field. Receivers split both sides for Arizona, 2 in motion, left slot. Powell, the left-hander, dumps it across the middle, gets it there to Miles. He's going to just take it into the end zone, touchdown. And that's what the Arizona Rattlers can do to you, is make it look so easy. And they will dump it across the middle with those guys slanting across or dragging across. And they got the touchdown, and now it's a 2-possession ball game. So it goes from Powell, and he gets it to Miles. And for Miles, he's the leading scorer for the Rattlers. He had 141 points at the end of the regular season. Point after touchdown by Camacho is good. And with that, the Rattlers have a 10-point lead. Largest lead of the contest, 38-28. 38-28 for the Arizona Rattlers over the Sioux Falls Storm. We'll keep it right here. Set things up for the third quarter, continuing. Third quarter brought to you by Culver's. And also third quarter brought to you by First Premier Bank. Big J's, Roadhouse, Best Barbecue, Smoked Wings. Fireplace Professionals. Waterbury Heating and Cooling and Coleman Heating and Air Conditioning. KDLT TV. Scott's Lumber and Supply Company along with Cairo Sport, the official team chiropractor of the Sioux Falls Storm. Storm will take off tomorrow. We'll leave the airport, or leave the hotel at 4 o'clock tomorrow morning. And we'll all be flying back together. Took 4 different flights to get everybody out here. But flying home, we'll all be together. We'll be back in Sioux Falls before noon tomorrow morning. A very quick trip. Got up to about 113 degrees down here today in Glendale. They had a high this week of 115. And people say it's a dry heat. It's a hot heat. So now Camacho going to be kicking off and back to receive for the Sioux Falls Storm. Waiting for it to come down, and that is Lindsay in the center. Takes it to the left side. Can't get anywhere there. And the Storm have white shirts all over the field. Black shirts are all around the ball carrier. So short kick return for the Sioux Falls Storm. They're trailing now by 10. And it's 12:23 to play in the third quarter. Brought to you by Culver's. And the Sioux Falls Storm have the ball at the 11-yard line, their own 11-yard line. So now Lorenzo Brown breaks camp. He's going to have Sheldon deep on the left side. Deep right's going to be Ford. Split right's going to be Shelby. Campbell in the backfield. Through the box is Shepard, but the toss goes to Campbell. Left side carry. He's got the corner, but he's pushed out of bounds after the gain of about 9. Out to the 19-yard line. Gain of 8, I guess. And it's going to be second down and about 2. And had Hickman been able to hold his block just a second longer, Campbell could have been off to the races. Because he had the corner, but the defender came in there just at the last second and got away from Hickman and got the stop. So now it's going to be second down and about a yard to go for the Sioux Falls Storm. Trailing by 10. Lorenzo Brown, here's the blitz. Storm pick it up. Lorenzo Brown dumps it down the left side. Shepard there. Caught it with 2 hands. Rolled down at about the 3-yard line. Somehow he just reached down and snagged it and brought it in. The Storm threatening now. First down and goal at the 3. But Shepard, what an amazing catch, has set up the Storm. First down and goal. We're going to call it at about the 2.5-yard line. Lorenzo Brown has Campbell to his right. Lorenzo Brown fakes it, running it, throws it end zone, caught by Shepard. A flag comes out. Great play call, great design, fake the handoff. Shepard released in the end zone, or Shelby, and Lorenzo Brown hit him, but a flag on the field. Parker Douglas is on the field anticipating this. The penalty is against the Rattlers. Here's Jim Schaefer about to tell us all about it. It's a touchdown, and now the Sioux Falls Storm trail by 4. 38-24. 38-34. And now the Parker Douglas point after touchdown attempt. Waiting for the snap from Shelby. Lorenzo Brown will put it down. Crowd getting into it. Here's the kick by Parker Douglas. Puts that up in the second deck. And we have another flag on the field. The point after looked good from my angle, but I'm way up in the rafters. Way up above. I believe I'm 6 stories above the playing surface. Up here as high as they possibly could be. Officials still talking about it. Parker Douglas staying on the field, anticipating this is a penalty against the Sioux Falls Storm, and it is. They're going to back the Storm up. Holding is going to be called against the Storm. So the Storm are going to have to try the kick again. This time from the 13-yard line. It's going to be like a 28-yard field goal for Parker Douglas. And he still has a taped up right ankle after being hit in that block kick last week, or 2 weeks ago, down in Iowa. So now for the tie. Not a tie to make it a 3-point game, but to keep things even score-wise. Here's a snap. Placement kick by Parker Douglas is up. And the crowd got quiet. Parker Douglas hit it anyway. And the score reads 38-35. 38-35, Rattlers over the Sioux Falls Storm. A 3-point advantage for the Rattlers, and we'll be back after this 1-minute timeout. This is Storm Football.
When should you visit Sioux Falls Urgent Care? When that common cold is not so common. When that chicken definitely needed 2 more minutes. Or when you shouldn't have done it yourself. Sioux Falls Urgent Care specializes in medical fixes for life's glitches. We're faster than the ER at a fraction of the cost. So, when you're down from a sofa stage dive, see us. Walk-ins are welcome and most insurance is accepted. Visit Sioux Falls Urgent Care today.
Well, the Sioux Falls Storm come back, make it a 3-point contest. Point after touchdown was contested. It was a penalty. Had to back it up, make it about a 28-yard point after touchdown. Parker Douglas connected on that. And the score reads, it's the Rattlers 38 and the Sioux Falls Storm 35. A 3-point ball game. Jim Schaefer whistles the play ready. 2 receivers back to receive this time. It's going to be Miles and Harrington. Parker Douglas getting ready to kick. Puts it over on the halfway between the far right and center hash marks. Here's the run-up. Parker Douglas puts a line drive knuckleballer, bounces, gets behind the Rattlers, bounces over the back wall, and by rule, the Rattlers will have the ball first down and 10 at their own 5-yard line. So it's at the 5-yard line. 10:06 to play in this third quarter. Rattlers by 3. The Storm have had a couple turnovers, been able to come back and make it a 3-point ball game, but Arizona capitalized on the turnovers the Storm have had. So now splitting left and deep. Rattlers fires it that way, gets it to Amos. It's caught for a gain of about 5 yards. Going to be at the 11-yard line, second down and about 5. Clock rolls, 9:39 left to play in this third quarter. A lot of football left in this contest. And there's a lot of folks that didn't think the Sioux Falls Storm would stay with Arizona even to this point. Because all indications, even 9 first and second team all IFL players for Arizona, 3 for the Sioux Falls Storm. Back to pass. Powell throws it to the right side. It's caught for a first down out to the 20-yard line. And making that reception out there, Jamal Miles. 5'10", 180-pounder out of Arizona State. But that's a first down for the Rattlers. They're going to mark the ball at the 20-yard line. Powell gets the play from head coach Kevin Guy. Tells the rest of the troops they break camp working from the right side hash. Going to send Harrington left in motion, coming through the box. Gets the handoff. And open up there, and he continues to go, and that is Amos. Amos takes all the way down inside the 15-yard line as that play through the box worked to perfection, and a great stiff arm by the ball carrier gave him a couple 3 extra yards. So it's now down to the 11-yard line, gain of 9. And the Storm, at this juncture, is where their offensive line of Arizona can start wearing the Storm down. And that's how they play it. And their offensive line is so very good. Plenty of time. Throws, end zone, tipped away! Tipped away by Robinson. That pass intended the back of the end zone for Amos. But great job done by Jermaine Robinson. Played with the Storm in 2014 and 17 and 18. And he's had 12 tackles in the postseason since joining the Storm. So now it's going to be second down and 10 from the Sioux Falls Storm 11-yard line. Rattlers lead by 3, 38-35. Deuces stacked to the right side for the Rattlers. Motion right slot, back to pass. Powell slides out of the end zone, hit as he throws the ball, tipped away by TJ Neal at the 3-yard line. Storm defense got to Powell, hit him as he threw it, and TJ Neal went up in the air and knocked that ball down. And that's his second broken pass of the year. 6:57 to play in this third quarter. Brought to you by Culver's. Harrington's going to be deep on the right side. Amos split way far right, two in motion right slot. Powell with time. Fires it to the right side. Two-handed grab there by Miles. Or Amos. Check that it was Amos. Anthony Amos out of Middle Tennessee State. In only 4 games, he had 15 receptions, 254 yards, 5 touchdowns along the 41. So it's going to bring up fourth down. The first fourth down of the contest, I do believe. And Arizona's going to go for it. I think the second fourth down. And it's going to be fourth down and about 5. Trips to the left side. Powell fires upfield. Knocked down. Fans want a flag. They're not going to get it. And Kevin Guy is absolutely jumping up and down, wondering where the flag for pass interference was. I think the ball might have been tipped upfield. And the officials not going to talk it over. Incomplete, and the Storm defense holds on downs, and that was a huge defensive stand for the Storm. 5:52 left to play in this third quarter. Storm trailing by 3, 38-35. And now the Sioux Falls Storm have the ball. First down and 10. Ball is placed at the 6-yard line. It's at the Sioux Falls Storm's 6-yard line. 5:42. Clock is counting. Third quarter. Storm trailing by 3. 38-35. Shelby through the box. He's got the handoff. Follows a block. Still on his feet. Drives out to across the 15 out to about the 18-yard line. That's going to be a first down for the Sioux Falls Storm. Kent Shelby, a wide receiver, not known to be running the football. Coach Riggs throwing in a couple wrinkles. And that's going to be a first down for the Sioux Falls Storm. Going to mark the ball at the 17 officially. So now, Coach Riggs gets the play to Lorenzo Brown. Lorenzo Brown making sure his receivers understand where they're supposed to be. Two in motion around to the right side. Campbell to his right. Lorenzo Brown going deep down the left side. Shepard over his head. Flag comes out. And that was back at the 5-yard line. Shepard, the pass is over his head. I'm not sure if this is going to stand. And then again, it might be offensive pass interference. We'll wait and see what it is. There was some hand checking going both ways. They just showed the replay. Fans didn't get quite as excited. Jim Schaefer is as close to Red Cashin when he says, and that's another first down. Very similar longtime referee in the NFL, Red Cashin. But Jim Schaefer out of Green Bay always has control of the games he officiates. Now, head coach Curtis Riggs giving the play to the quarterback, Lorenzo Brown. It's going to be first down and 10. First down and 10. And they're going to mark it inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. So it's from the 18. Shepard split deep to the left side. Deep right's going to be Ford. Shelby split way wide right. Campbell to the left of Lorenzo Brown. Handoff goes to Campbell. Takes it up the right side. Veers out across the 15. Down inside to about the 14-yard line where it's going to be second down and about 5. So it's going to be 4:07. Clock is counting third quarter. Storm trailing by 3, 38-35. And in spite of the turnover, the Sioux Falls Storm are in this game big time. And they got a defensive stand the last series. And now they're looking to capitalize on that. Lorenzo Brown fakes the toss, dancing, throwing, left side, gets it there to Shepard, moves it to the inside, works off a block. No, that's Shelby. And Shelby takes it down inside the 10, and that's going to be a first down all the way down to the 7-yard line. So Shelby gets the reception. 6'2", 210-pounder out of McNeese State. So now the fans trying to rally their defense. Sioux Falls Storm using a silent count to counter the noise in the Gila River Arena in Glendale. Two in motion through the box is Shelby. It's going to be Lorenzo Brown's going to run it himself. He gets tripped up and falls down to about the 3-yard line. As coming in there was Chapman. But Lorenzo Brown, and coming up limping is their linebacker, Ryan Langford. And Langford is going to check out of the contest. And coming in for him is going to be Connor Flagel, 6'5", 305-pounder out of the University of Central Missouri. The Storm, second down and goal from the 2-yard line. Lorenzo Brown puts two in motion, left slot, gets the snap, gives it off to Campbell, left side carry. He'll go into the end zone. The Storm have the lead. The Storm have the lead for the first time tonight. Since the first series of the contest, the Storm got the first touchdown. Arizona tied it up right then, but since that time, the Storm has been trailing. And now Parker Douglas with the all-important point after, 41-38, to make this a 4-point game. Out of the hole to Lorenzo Brown. Shelby will do the snapping. Waiting for it. There it is. Parker Douglas puts it up, and it's good. And the Storm with a 4-point lead, 41-38. 41-38, and we'll pause for a 1-minute timeout. You're listening to Storm Football. And third quarter brought to you by Culver's. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Since 2001, Mitchell Roofing has been keeping you covered.
Whether it's residential, commercial, or industrial roofing, we can do it. If it's new construction, weather damage, or you just need a new look, we can do it. Whether it's asphalt or wood shingles, we've done it. And in those years, we learned how to do it right, on time, and on budget, because that's what we do. At Mitchell Roofing and Siding, we don't just stand behind our work. We stand on it!
Mitchell Roofing. Call now to schedule your free estimate.
Very good. And you're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Beal Distributing and Budweiser, Orthopedic Institute, 605 Real Estate. They make the time for you. Sioux Falls Storm get the touchdown. And the point after, now they lead over the Arizona Rattlers by a score of 41-42. Check that, 42-38. Parker Douglas puts a sidewinder of a kick, and it's going to be taken at the backboards, moves it to the left side, finds a bit of an opening there as Harrington weaves back to the right again, jumps over another tackle. It's going to be a kick return for a touchdown. Oh my! Harrington again this year. Kick return for a touchdown, the most improved player in the IFL. That is the 7th kick return for, or check that, 8th kick return for a touchdown for the Rattlers this year. And you could see that open up when he made that first cut. that the lanes had opened up, and he had nothing but daylight and his speed to get the touchdown, and the Rattlers quickly get the ball back, and they score. And now Camacho with the point after, and it's good. The Storm was ahead 38 seconds ago, but now the Rattlers leading by 3, 45-42. 45-42, and we'll keep it right here. Sioux Falls Storm will get the ball back, trailing by 3. They're up by 4. And now down by 3. We've had 4 ties in this contest, and we've had 3 late changes. Now the team's huddling, getting ready for this kickoff by Arizona. And the Sioux Falls Storm going to send back to receive it Daniel Lindsay. Lindsay out of Fort Hays State University. His twin brother played for the Arizona Rattlers last year. And Lindsay played for the Storm last year and then was gone, and now he's back. Now Camacho. The Rattlers lead by 3, 45-42. And now Camacho puts this one up high. End over end is going to be Lindsay, 5 yards deep up the center. Veers it to the right side. Got a good block, but the Rattlers are there to bring him down at the 9-yard line. We have a flag on the far side. Storm not getting anything for kick returns. The Rattlers all over the returners. Jim Schaefer and his crew discussing the options. And now Jim Schaefer going to tell us all about it. Block in the back, charge against the Sioux Falls Storm. And they're going to back it up. And the Storm are going to start this campaign at their own 4-yard line. Clock running down, 37 seconds and counting of the third quarter. And now the Storm are in a hole. Back at their own 4-yard line. 24 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Lorenzo Brown, shotgun formation, 1 yard deep in the end zone. High snap, brings it in one-handed. He's going to run it to the left side. Fights for tough yardage out to about the 9.5-yard line before he's brought down in a tackle by the Rattlers. And making the stop defensively was Chris McAllister out of Baylor University. And that ends the third quarter of play, folks. We have the final verse, the final stanza of the fourth quarter coming at you from Glendale, Arizona, as the Rattlers leading over the Sioux Falls Storm 45-42. We got the fourth quarter coming. Don't go away. This is Storm football.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome. Is it time to sell your equipment? Sell it on AuctionTime.com, the best resource for selling farm equipment, construction equipment, trucks, and trailers. Powered by Tractor House, Machinery Trader, and Truck Paper, Auction Time brings you the largest audience of bidders from across the country and around the world. Get more for your equipment. See our current listings at AuctionTime.com or call 800-334-7443.
Folks, it's the final verse, the final stanza, the final quarter of the 2019 season United Bowl 2019, and it has been a classic. And the Sioux Falls Storm are trailing the Arizona Rattlers by 3, 45-42, and there's 15 minutes on the fourth quarter clock. Stay with me after the ball game, have the post-game show, and have Coach Riggs make his way up here, and we'll have a conversation with him. Usually, win or lose, it doesn't matter. He will make it up here and have a conversation with me about the game. So now the Sioux Falls Storm have the ball at the 10-yard line. It is second down and about 4. Need to get to the 14-yard line to pick up the first down. Ford and Shepard going to be deep on the right side. Splitting to the far right is going to be Shelby. Campbell is in the backfield to block for Lorenzo Brown. Rattlers very much will blitz that linebacker. Now, linebacker Langford went out, but he's back in the game for the Rattlers at linebacker. 2 in motion, right slot. Lorenzo Brown gets the snap, hands it off to Campbell. Campbell gets past the original defenders, and it's going to be a first down at the 14-yard line. Kalen Campbell, 5'8", 185-pounder out of Lindenwood, played for Jed Stugart, former University of Sioux Falls head coach. So now the Storm with a new set of downs, but they're trailing by 3, 45-42. And they have it at their own 14-yard line. Lorenzo Brown fakes the handoff. Throwback comes back this way to Campbell, but the defenders are there, and it's going to be no gain on the play. It's like Arizona knows where they're going, knows where the Storm's going, because they had about as many defenders there as blockers on a throwback pass. So now it is second down and 9. Ball's at the 16-yard line. Second down. Shelby's going to be deep on the right side. Ford's going to split right line of scrimmage. Left side deep is going to be Shepard. Lorenzo Brown under center this time. Gives the handoff. And it is Shelby going around the corner. He's got the first down as he gets tackled at about the 24-yard line. Stretches the ball out. Making a stop defensively for the Arizona Rattlers was Winfrey. So now the Storm picking up their second first down in this drive. And they have it at their own 24-yard line. Clock rolls, 13-19. The largest lead has been 10 points by the Arizona Rattlers. The Storm led 7-0 after the first series. Lorenzo Brown rolls right. He's got a blocker out there. Throws it back to the other side. Campbell, he got it. Goes into the end zone backwards. It's a touchdown. Holy help me, Hannah. Kalen Campbell turned around, caught the ball, went in the end zone backwards, and it's a touchdown. The Sioux Falls Storm have taken the lead again. And Hickman did a great job keeping a defender away from Lorenzo Brown. And all the way downfield, it was Langford on coverage of Campbell. But Campbell watched the ball, and he went back for it and got it. Touchdown, Sioux Falls Storm. And now Parker Douglas to make it a 4-point game. 12-16, clock is counting, fourth quarter. Lorenzo Brown gets the snap. Placement, kick by Parker Douglas. Instant quiet, it's good. So the Sioux Falls Storm leading now 48-45. However, there's a flag on the field. And we'll sort this out before we take a break. 48-45 Sioux Falls Storm, United Bowl 2019. Storm have not won a United Bowl. This will be 3 years back. So another holding penalty on the point after touchdown. Parker Douglas is going to have to kick this one after a 10-yard penalty. And now this is going to be put down at about the 20.5-yard line. Make this about a 30-yarder. Out of hold of Lorenzo Brown. Waiting for the snap. There it is, a little bit high, placed well. Parker Douglas puts it up, and it is good. No flags. And the Sioux Falls Storm lead by 4, 48-45. 48-45, the Sioux Falls Storm. Check that, 49-45. Sioux Falls Storm by 4 for the second time of this contest. And we'll pause for a 30-second timeout. Check that we're going to pause for a 1-minute timeout. They have an on-field activity. And you're listening to the fourth quarter, brought to you by our friends at Sprint, great corporate partners of the Sioux Falls Storm. Check out their new extended 4G LTE network across much of South Dakota and stop in for more details. We'll be back in 1.
When should you visit Sioux Falls Urgent Care? When that common cold is not so common. When that chicken definitely needed 2 more minutes. Or when you shouldn't have done it yourself. Sioux Falls Urgent Care specializes in medical fixes for life's glitches. We're faster than the ER at a fraction of the cost. So, when you're down from a sofa stage dive, see us. Walk-ins are welcome and most insurance is accepted. Visit Sioux Falls Urgent Care today.
Sioux Falls Storm lead by 4, 49-45. Parker Douglas to kick it off. Puts it up high and long this time. It's going to be Harrington hit the top of the dasher board and goes out of bounds. And by rule, that's going to go at the 5-yard line. It hit in bounds. Basically, the dasher board's considered that. So the Rattlers will have the ball first down and 10 at the 5-yard line. And the fans didn't like that one either. They're thinking that it should be at the 20. And it would be at the 25 because Parker's already had one that's gone over the boards. So it would have been a second violation, and that would have put it at the midfield stripe, the 25-yard line. So now Arizona, 11:44 to play in this fourth quarter, and they have the ball first down and 10 at their own 5-yard line. Handoff goes around to the right side, takes it across the 5 up to about the 7-yard line, tripped up there by Claude Davis and also White. And Powell on the carry for the Arizona Rattlers. And he'll go over to Kevin Guy, the head coach, and get the play. Kevin Guy also is the owner of the Tucson Sugar Skulls, and that was an agreement reached by the league, and it was perfectly fine for him to do. And the Sugar Skulls have had a great expansion year, and they played the Sioux Falls in the first round of the playoffs and played the Storm straight up. 2 in motion, left slot, back to pass. Powell with time, and it's wearing down. He fires upfield all by himself on the far side, caught at the 15-yard line to the 20, to the 25, all the way down into Storm territory, down to the 20-yard line. 25-yard pickup for the Arizona Rattlers. And great route and run by Harrington. Amos splits to the right side for the Rattlers. Motion on both sides of the ball. Here's the blitz. And Powell's going to just hang on to the football. Finally, he lets it go. He goes into the hands of the Sioux Falls Storm. As Powell was hit before he could throw the ball, Claude Davis, I believe, got it. Charles Williams picks it up, takes it into the end zone. But are they going to say the play was dead and there's a flag on the field? Oh, my. A lot of stuff happened on that play. Coach Guy concerned. Storm leading 49-45. Here's Jim Schaefer. So the Storm get the ball on the fumble recovery, but because of TJ Neal taking his helmet off and hitting it to the turf, it's a half the distance to the goal penalty. But the Sioux Falls Storm leading by 4. Get the ball on a turnover, a rare turnover by the Arizona Rattlers. They are plus 15 on the year. So now Sioux Falls. 10-13, clock is counting. Storm have it at their own 12-yard line, first down and 10. And the fans to rally their troops defensively. And now Lorenzo Brown, shotgun formation for the Sioux Falls Storm. Deuce receivers on both sides, but one's coming through the box to block, back to pass Lorenzo Brown, dumps it upfield, gets it there to Shepard, minimal gain, maybe even a loss. Good defensive coverage by the Rattlers. Shelby was downfield, also was Ford, but he found Shepard, and it's going to be a loss of about a yard or maybe even just forward progress to the 12. No gain on the play. Second down and 10 for the Sioux Falls Storm, leading by 4, 49-45, 9:24. Clock is counting, fourth quarter. And now Coach Riggs has called a challenge flag. He's thrown it. And he has to be very specific of what he is asking for review. And Jim Schaefer to tell us about it. So the Storm have a timeout to do that. You have to have that. If they do not win the challenge, they lose a timeout. If they win the challenge, they get another one. So now the officials will go to the sidelines. There's a area set up, a table with the vid swap monitors, and they can look at the play. And what Coach Riggs has challenged was an illegal twist on the defense of the Rattlers. You're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Rod's Property Management, Sprint, Mattress Firm, Sioux Falls Specialty Hospital, Five Guys Handcrafted Burgers, along with Best Choice, Cleaning and Restoration, and Posh Boutique. Let Posh style you. The officials are still reviewing the last play. Sioux Falls Storm leading in this contest, 45 for the Rattlers, 49 for the Sioux Falls Storm. And you're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by First Premier Bank, Big J's Roadhouse, Best Barbecue Smoked Wings, Fireplace Professionals, Waterbury Heating and Cooling, and Coleman Heating and Air Conditioning, along with KDLT TV and Scott's Lumber and Supply Company. Officials are still conferring, have not made a decision about the illegal twist. And usually when it takes longer for the officials to determine that about the challenge, it usually the play stands. And we'll wait and see what that all plays out. But again, the fourth quarter is brought to you by Sprint, and they have the new extended 4G LTE network across much of South Dakota. Stop in for more details. Here comes Jim Schaefer. So Coach Riggs does not win the challenge, and he loses a timeout. And so now it'll be second down and 10. Second down and 10 for the Sioux Falls Storm at their own 12-yard line. Working on a fumble recovery. On a fumble by Drew Powell as he was hit by Claude Davis in the backfield. So now Lawrence Martin, the fourth, gets over the ball. To his left is going to be Hickman. To the right is going to be Taylor. Lorenzo Brown, shotgun formation, puts two in motion, left slot. Quickly snaps it upfield. Killed. Shelby dropped it. It was there. It was short of a first down, but it was there, a little bit low. And Kent could not bring it in. It's going to be 3rd down and 10. 3rd down and 10. And Coach Riggs giving the play to Lorenzo Brown. They need 10 yards. I believe this is 2 down territory or 4 down. 8:45 to play in the fourth quarter. The Storm leading 49-45. Damian Ford deep on the left side along with Shelby. Shepard goes to the line of scrimmage. Split left, split right. Over there is Campbell. Empty backfield, Lorenzo Brown. And a timeout's called by the Sioux Falls Storm, and that could be costly. The second timeout for the Sioux Falls Storm. Well, let's pause for a 1-minute timeout. We'll be back. This is Storm Football.
Since 2001, Mitchell Roofing has been keeping you covered.
Whether it's residential, commercial, or industrial roofing, we can do it. If it's new construction, weather damage, or you just need a new look, we can do it. Whether it's asphalt or wood shingles, we've done it. And in those years, we learned how to do it right, on time, and on budget, because that's what we do. At Mitchell Roofing and Siding, we don't just stand behind our work. We stand on it!
Mitchell Roofing. Call now to schedule your free estimate.
And welcome back to United Bowl 2019. Rich Rossi down in Glendale, Arizona. And the score. It's a Sioux Falls Storm 49 and the Arizona Rattlers 45, but the Storm are faced with 3rd down and long. 3rd down and 10 from their own 12-yard line. Need to get to the 22. And that's been one of the nemesis of the Sioux Falls Storm, picking up 3rd down conversions against these Rattlers. However, this game has been better as they are 3 of 3. Lorenzo Brown snap, fires, caught, first down as Shelby gets open at the midfield stripe, the 25-yard line. Nobody around him. Shelby was lost to the Rattlers. And a huge first down, and the clock continues to roll. It's down to 8:13 and counting. Lorenzo Brown has the Sioux Falls Storm to the 25. First down and 10. Critical for the Storm to get a touchdown on this series. They're leading by 4. 7 would make it 11. Shepard, not sure where he's supposed to be. He's going to be in the backfield behind Lorenzo Brown under center. The handoff goes to Shelby, breaks out of a couple tackles, but no, the last tackler kept a hold of his ankle and brought him down. Oh my, Dylan Winfrey. Good job done, otherwise Shelby would have had some real open running, but it is a gain of 4 or better. It's going to be at the 21-yard line of the Rattlers. So they're going to call it a gain of 4. 2nd down and 6 yards to go. Shelby, who's been recipient of several rushing plays in this contest, splits off to the right side. Through the box is Shepard. Lorenzo Brown's going to run it himself. There's the linebacker, brings him down. No, that's Winfrey. Dylan Winfrey out of University of Central Arkansas, 2nd team All-IFL. Came to the ballgame 48 tackles in the regular season. And now the Sioux Falls Storm going to have 3rd down and 5. Need the 15-yard line. They're at the 20. Working from the left side hash. Lorenzo Brown walks back to the huddle, takes a knee, gives the play to his team. They break camp. Shelby's going to split to the right side. Damian Ford will be split right. Left side's going to be Shepard. He goes in motion, but not through the box. Shelby does. Shelby gets the handoff, works off the block, and diving forward for the first down, depending where they spot it. It could be a first down. Shelby shaken up. But as he dove, he stuck the football out. And we'll wait and see if there's going to be a first down. No, it's going to be short. Short by about a yard. Oh, my. It is fourth down. Clock continues to roll. 5:57 and counting, fourth quarter. Storm leading by 4, 49-45. They have fourth down at the Rattler 16-yard line, and they need the 15 to pick up the first down. Lorenzo Brown under center, and he will have Campbell behind him. Lorenzo Brown, quick pitch to the outside, gets it there to Shepard. He matadored one defender, and he dove down to the 10-yard line, a gain of 5 and a first down. They're going to call it at the 11-yard line. Going to call it at the 11-yard line, first down and 10. Can pick up the first down at about the 1-yard line. Clock rolls. 5:13 and counting, fourth quarter. Storm by 4, driving. Shepard goes down around the right side, takes it inside the 10 down to about the 6. Down to the 6-yard line. Second down for the Sioux Falls Storm. Under 5 to play in this contest. 49-45, the Sioux Falls Storm with the lead. Going to have trip receivers to the left side. Shepard outside, 2 in motion. There's a toss, and it's Shelby, but he's hit immediately for a loss. A loss back to the 9-yard line, and that's Winfrey again. Dylan Winfrey, second team All-IFL. Had an interception versus Nebraska in their second round playoff game. So now it is third down again. Third down and 9. Clock is approaching 4 minutes to go. But it's only a 4-point game. Storm will probably go on 4 downs if they are forced to. So the ball is resting at the 9-yard line, loss of 3. Lorenzo Brown back to pass, no rush. He's dancing, looking, fires, end zone, caught, touchdown! Sioux Falls Storm as he gets it down there to Kent Shelby. As the Sioux Falls Storm have advanced 6 more on the board. But that time, Arizona elected not to rush. And with that, Lorenzo Brown found Shelby in the end zone, touchdown. So now 55-45, a 10-point lead, and now this will make it 11 with a Parker Douglas point after. Clock is rolling. 3:09 and counting, fourth quarter. And the Storm are going to take their time. There's still 25 seconds left to go on the play clock. And I don't know if they've whistled the play ready for... And one clock shows 4 seconds, the other one shows 25. So they're going to have to sort that out. Jim Schaefer going to tell us about it. 2 minutes and 54 seconds left to go in the contest. So they're going to put clock back on, 3:10. And as soon as the ball is ready for play, then it'll be whistled and the clock will start. And that will give the Storm 25 seconds to delay it, if they so choose. They're taking their time. The clock's down to 3 minutes even. 13 seconds left to go on the play clock. And the Storm are going to let it go all the way down. 2:50 and counting. Fourth quarter. Waiting for the snap. There it is. It's high, but it's placed by Lorenzo Brown. Parker Douglas puts it up, and it's good. And the Sioux Falls Storm lead by 11. 56-45. 56-45. And we're going to pause for a 1-minute timeout. And you're listening to fourth quarter football of the Sioux Falls Storm, brought to you by Sprint. Check out their 4 LTE network across much of South Dakota. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Is it time to sell your equipment? Sell it on AuctionTime.com, the best resource for selling farm equipment, construction equipment, trucks, and trailers. Powered by Tractor House, Machinery Trader, and Truck Paper, Auction Time brings you the largest audience of bidders from across the country and around the world. Get more for your equipment. See our current listings at AuctionTime.com or call 800-334-7443.
And welcome back to Storm football as the Sioux Falls Storm convert a fumble into a touchdown as they put together an 8-play drive, and it takes it 38 yards for the touchdown. And point after touchdown by Parker Douglas is good, and the Sioux Falls Storm lead by 11, 56-45. And the clock reads 2 minutes and 43 seconds left to go in this contest. It's an 11-point ball game. It's going to be tough to make it a tie. Got to go for two somewhere in there. Here's the point at, or check that, the kickoff. And it's going to be Harrington, 3 yards deep on the right. Goes up the center. This time he's hit, and he's going to be dropped down at the 15-yard line. Jared Harrington had a kick return for a touchdown earlier. So now the Rattlers of Arizona playing in the Gila River Arena because Candlestick Talking Stick Resort Arena downtown Phoenix is under a major renovation. So they are moved out here to Glendale. 2 minutes, 36 seconds. The clock is counting. Storm by 11. Back to pass. Powell throws it upfield. It's caught, and giving himself up against the boards was Amos. A gain of 6. Second down and about 4 yards to go. Clock continues to roll. It's down to 2:19 and counting. The natives are getting restless. Rattlers don't have the right personnel in the right position, and now they have to move things around. Clock rolls down to 2:08. Back to pass Powell. Lob pass across the middle, gets it to Lally, and he's going to be tripped up but falls forward all the way down to the 10-yard line. Oh my. But the clock continues to roll. It's at the Sioux Falls Storm 10. And Arizona trying to hurry up their offense. We're down to 1:45 and counting. Fourth quarter, Storm by 11. 56-45. Powell. Here's the blitz. Fires upfield. It's caught. It's caught for a first down to the 4-yard line. Actually, that was a first and goal. So it's second down and goal at the 4. 1:23 and counting. Storm leading by 11. Amos splits to left side for the Arizona Rattlers. 2 in motion, left slot. Powell back to pass under pressure. Hit, sacked, way back to the 11-yard line. As the Sioux Falls Storm get in there, and getting that sack was TJ Neal. And that takes us to the 1-minute warning. Oh my. Folks, we're going to pause for a 1-minute timeout. Sioux Falls Storm leading 56-45. 1 minute left to go on the clock. 11-point lead. We'll be back right after this.
When should you visit Sioux Falls Urgent Care? When that common cold is not so common. When that chicken definitely needed 2 more minutes. Or when you shouldn't have done it yourself. Sioux Falls Urgent Care specializes in medical fixes for life's glitches. We're faster than the ER at a fraction of the cost. So, when you're down from a sofa stage dive, see us. Walk-ins are welcome and most insurance is accepted. Visit Sioux Falls Urgent Care today.
Ninth man, we've come this far, and there's 1 minute left. We're not done yet, are we? So everybody, let's get up, let's rise, let's shake the statement for your Arizona Rattlers!
It's getting pretty noisy down here in Glendale, Arizona at the Gila River Arena. The Rattlers have 3rd down and goal from outside the 10-yard line. Trips to left side 2 in motion. Back to pass. Powell steps away from traffic. He's going to run. He's got some room. He goes to the side, takes it into the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown, Arizona. On a busted play, but that's what Drew Powell does. And he converted that and got the touchdown. There's 52.9 seconds left to go. It's a 5-point ball game, and you got to be thinking Arizona's going to go for 2, and they are. But the touchdown, and now the 2-point try. Storm was up by 11, and now they're up by 5. So a 2-point conversion to make it a 3-point ball game, and can you say onside kick? 52.9 seconds. I believe the Storm have called 2 timeouts. I don't think Arizona has called any. There's no scoreboard that has that stat showing that I can find. Gives it off to a fake handoff, and it's going to be carried there by Powell. He's going to be tackled for a no gain, maybe even a loss of 1 around the left side, so the 2-point fails. The 2-point fails, but there is a flag on the field. Officials are talking about it. Coach Riggs on the sidelines, looking pensive. Hermie, the defense. So there's a penalty against the Sioux Falls Storm, so they'll repeat the try, half the distance to the goal closer. An illegal defense charge against the Sioux Falls Storm. And there's still 52.9 seconds left to go in this contest. Storm leading by 5. Check that. (56-51), yes, 5. So now quickly the Arizona Rattlers get up to the line of scrimmage. They're going to run the play quickly, and they give it off to McAllister. Is that? No, that is Lally, and he takes it in. 2-point conversion is good. The 2-point possession is good, and we have a 3-point ball game, 56-53. Oh my. 56 for the Sioux Falls Storm, 53 for the Arizona Rattlers. As the Rattlers got a second chance because of a Storm mistake defensively. And they capitalized on it, and now it's a 3-point ball game. A tie is much easier for 3 than 4, obviously. But the thing is, it gives momentum back to Arizona. Storm have no timeouts, but 1, I believe. And they'll get the ball back, and there's 52.9 seconds left to go in this contest. It has been a wild game. Storm scored first, Arizona tied. Arizona scored, Storm down by 7, then tied at 14. Storm down by 7, tied at 21, and then Storm down by 7, tied at 28. And then Arizona kicked a field goal. They were up by 10. Storm scored Storm down by 3. Storm scored up by 4, and it's been back and forth, and now it is a 3-point ball game, 56-53. 52.9 seconds left to go. All the hands people up in front. Yep. And here's the bounding kick. Scramble for it. And Arizona recovered it at the 16-yard line. Arizona has recovered it at the 16-yard line. Oh my. A perfect onside kick by Camacho. But there is a flag on the field. And the one salvation that the Storm are hoping for, that it was an offside on the Rattlers on the kick. But a beautiful onside kick. 51.9 seconds left to go in this contest. Storm by 3, 56-53. And you're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Cairo Sport, Beal Distributing and Budweiser, Orthopedic Institute, along with 605 Real Estate. They take the time for you, and Rod's Property Management. And here's Jim Schaefer to tell us about it. And that's what it was. Offside against the kicking team. So by rule, it's going to be Sioux Falls Storm football at the 12-yard line. So the Rattlers had an onside kick recovery, but they were offsides on the kickoff. And by rule, the Storm has the ball first down. Well, there's some debate where they're going to put it down. They're going to put it down at the 14-yard line. 51.9 seconds. Storm by 3. And the Storm, I think, have just one timeout remaining. And the Rattlers, I believe, have all 3 of theirs. So how much time can the Storm take? How much time can the Rattlers save? Here's Lorenzo Brown under center. One through the box. Fakes the handoff. Back to pass. Brown dumps it upfield. Contact. No flag. Forward was the intended receiver. On coverage there for the Rattlers was rolling, or check that, it was Devin Cockrell. But incompleted passes stopped the clock. Inside the 1-minute warning, incompleted passes, plays into the wall, and also first downs long enough to move the sticks. All stopped the clock, and that saved the Rattlers a timeout. 47.6 seconds left to go in this fourth quarter. Lorenzo Brown, shotgun formation, standing just inside the 20-yard line. The ball's at the 14. Lorenzo Brown's going to run with it, and he takes it down inside the 15 to the 11-yard line, and a timeout's called by the Rattlers. 42.8 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter of United Bowl 2019. And Arizona calls the timeout. And I believe, and I can't find anywhere on the scoreboard that there's a stat showing how many timeouts remaining, but I believe they have 2. But it is going to be third down and 7. 3rd and 7 for the Sioux Falls Storm, leading by 3, 56-53. And you're listening to Storm Football, brought to you by Sprint, Mattress Firm, Sioux Falls Specialty Hospital, Five Guys, handcrafted burgers, Best Choice, cleaning and restoration, and Posh Boutique. Let Posh style you. From a full house down here in Glendale, Arizona, there are some seats that have emptied now, but this is my 20th year of indoor football, 40th year of broadcasting. 42.8 seconds can be an eternity in a football game, especially indoor football. So now Lorenzo Brown tells the play to Kent Shelby. He'll go back, split to the right side. Lorenzo Brown has Campbell to his left, 2 in motion left. There's the snap. Lorenzo Brown, and the flag comes out as the Storm was offside. The receivers were too far ahead of the line of scrimmage, and that'll be offsides charge against the Sioux Falls Storm. The officials will give you a yard, but if you're way past that, if they're past and you can still see the ball, they're offsides. And that's what the officials conferring about. Jim Schaefer to tell us. So they're going to say false start charged against Lorenzo Brown. And that's a 5-yard penalty, so now it is 3rd down and 11. 3rd down and 11. The clock reads 42.8 seconds. That's a ton of time. Lorenzo Brown has Campbell to his right. 2 in motion, 1 each side. Lorenzo Brown back to pass. With time, Cox once, looks, fires. End zone! It's caught! Is it a touchdown or at the 1-yard line? No indication has been given. It's a first down regardless, and the ball's going to be down inside the 1-yard line. 35 seconds. And that's where they're going to mark it. It's going to be down at the 1-yard line. First down and goal for the Sioux Falls Storm at the 1-yard line. 35 seconds remain. And you know, head coach Curtis Riggs is going to be patient and just push this in. 35 seconds left to go in this contest. Lorenzo Brown giving instructions to one of his players. And that is Shelby. What a catch. Clutch catch. So the timeout was called, but we'll keep it right here. You're listening to the fourth quarter, brought to you by Sprint. Check out their new extended 4G LTE network across much of South Dakota and stop in for more details. Great corporate sponsors all year long were our quarter sponsors, Dakota Moving, second quarter by A&B Business Solutions, Culver's the third quarter, and Sprint the fourth quarter. Also the pregame show brought to you by Fireplace Professionals, because it's all about fire. 35 seconds remain in the 2019 season. But a change of events could happen at any time. And it could be tied up. We could get to overtime. If the Sioux Falls Storm can convert this into a touchdown, their ball is resting right at the 1-yard line in the center of the hash marks. And the Storm starting to celebrate, but that's too soon. That is too soon. There's 35 seconds. I don't like it. That could, you know, if you were a superstitious person, that's the first thing that you don't do. So Arizona, prior to the end of the first half, or prior to the end of the timeout, challenged the play whether or not it was a catch at the line of scrimmage. Coach Riggs is talking to Jim Schaefer, taking exception to that. And they're going to have a discussion, and Jim Schaefer is going to go back and discuss it and look at vid swap. Well, now that could change things again. It was 3rd down and 11 when the Sioux Falls Storm threw that pass down to the 1-yard line. There's 35 seconds even to go in this fourth quarter clock. Storm lead by 3, 56-53, but depending upon the results of this challenge, the Storm will either have 4th down and 11 or 1st and goal at the 1. Catch Coach Kevin Guy talking with one of the other side officials about the last play. And Coach Guy, that was a good move on his part to challenge that. Could get an overrule. We'll wait and see from Jim Schaefer when he comes back out. Stay tuned after the ball game. We'll be talking with the head coach of the Sioux Falls Storm, Curtis Riggs, and if the Storm hang on, we'll cover the presentation of the trophy for sure. And probably by the time Coach Riggs gets up here, we'll have the presentation of the trophy to Arizona if they should win. But 35 seconds. And the ball resting at the 1-yard line thus far. And Jim Schaefer taking his time, has not made a decision, has not re-entered the field of play. Crowd is starting to pick up a little bit of momentum again, anticipating they're going to get an overrule. Here's Jim Schaefer making his way onto the field again to tell us what happened with the challenge. And he's going over to talk to Coach Riggs first. And Coach Riggs and he talking, pointing. And Coach Riggs just told one of his players to be quiet. And now Jim Schaefer is going to go over and talk to Coach Guy. Explain the situation to him before they celebrate it or announce it to the crowd. Coach Guy doesn't look real happy. But we'll wait and see what this sorts out to. Here's Jim Schaefer on a huge, huge challenge. Okay, so the challenge was overruled. The play was withheld or upheld on the field, so it is a catch. It is down at the 1 yard line. There was not any definite evidence that it went into the end zone. So now, with that, Arizona is charged with their second timeout, and they have one remaining. 35 seconds left to go in this contest. By rule, the Storm have to advance the ball. They cannot just kneel. They're ahead by only 3 points. They have to advance the ball, otherwise the clock will stop. Lawrence Martin gets over the ball quickly, and it's delay of game. Oh my. Oh my. Delay of game against the Sioux Falls Storm. That'll back it up to the 6 yard line. So what could have been just a quarterback sneak now is a major play. However, this gives the Storm some options. If Arizona has one timeout remaining, Storm run a play, it's going to be a timeout. If they can run another play, Arizona can't stop the clock. So this actually gives the Storm a little bit more room. Lorenzo Brown, quarterback sneak around the right side, and he gets it to the 5 yard line, and that's going to stop the clock with a timeout by Arizona. 32.1 seconds. We're going to pause for a timeout and be back in one.
Is it time to sell your equipment? Sell it on AuctionTime.com, the best resource for selling farm equipment, construction equipment, trucks, and trailers. Powered by Tractor House, Machinery Trader, and Truck Paper, Auction Time brings you the largest audience of bidders from across the country and around the world. Get more for your equipment. See our current listings at AuctionTime.com or call 800-334-7443. .1 second left to go in this fourth quarter. The Storm clinging to a 3-point lead, 56-53. They have the ball at the Arizona Rattler 5 yard line, second down and goal. They need to advance the ball, otherwise the clock will stop. If they do advance the ball, this ball game may be over. And Lorenzo Brown, quarterback sneak, takes it down to the 4 yard line, and the clock is going to roll. And it's under 25 seconds. It's under 25 seconds. And the Storm, and they're going to just let the clock run out. Holy help me, Hannah, the Sioux Falls Storm are bringing the cup home.
Oh my, the Sioux Falls Storm. Nobody gave them any chance of winning this game, and they come away from Glendale, Arizona with the victory. 56-53. A come from behind victory. They were trailing by as much as 10 points. And the second game of the playoffs, the Storm has come from behind to win. Oh my. And the fans here in dejection, and the Sioux Falls players hugging on the deck, crying, enjoying this win. And it was an amazing win as the Sioux Falls Storm pulled out and got a 4-point lead, and it went back and forth, and then the Sioux Falls Storm getting a clutch touchdown and a clutch conversion and being able to ride the clock out and win by 3 points, 56-53. Folks, I need a break. I'm going to take a 2-minute timeout, and we'll come back. We'll have the post-game show. Eventually, Coach Riggs will come up here, and we'll have a conversation with him. But the Sioux Falls Storm, we're going to bring the United Bowl trophy back to Sioux Falls, whereas the last 2 years, they lost it. They lost it to Arizona 2 years ago. Last year, they lost it to Iowa. And this year, they have reclaimed the IFL title and are champions for the 11th time in their storied franchise history. 56-53. Running down the statistics of this contest. Total offense for Arizona, 43 plays, 236 yards. Storm had 45 plays, 293 yards. Rushing, the Storm, 102 yards. Arizona had 90. Drew Powell, 16 of 21, no interceptions, 166 yards, 2 touchdowns. Long of 29, he was sacked 3 times. Leading receiver for the Arizona Rattlers, Anthony Amos, was 73 yards and a touchdown. Long of 29. The other touchdown went to Jamal Miles. And Jared Harrington had 6 grabs for a total of 57 yards. Leading rusher for the Rattlers, Jared Harrington. 2 grabs, check that, 2 runs, 32 yards and a rushing touchdown. Drew Powell, 11 carries. He had 2 rushing touchdowns. And for the Sioux Falls Storm, Lorenzo Brown, 15 of 19, 200 yards and 5 passing touchdowns, as he got 2 of them to Ken Shelby and 1 each to Brandon Shepard, Damian Ford, and Kalen Campbell. And right now, Mike Allshouse is addressing the crowd that is leaving and booing. And he was just giving kudos to the Rattlers for all of the things that they had won. And now they're going to have the presentation of the trophy. And the team has been announced. They put on their championship caps, and the trophy that resided for so many years in Sioux Falls is coming home after a 2-year hiatus. And here's Todd Tryon. Now Coach Riggs getting the microphone down in the field. We'll try to pick that up.
Hey, we want to thank Arizona fans, hospitality. It was great all week, very professional, first class. I want to congratulate Kevin Guy and his organization for a great season. This was an unbelievable game. These guys worked their tails off. No one thought they could do it. Champions, thank you.
the fans that are left showing their disapproval of the comments by the head coach. And here's the MVP award. Lorenzo Brown is awarded the most valuable player of United Bowl 2019. 2019 MVP Lorenzo Brown. We're going to keep it right here. I talked to Coach Riggs. It's quite a ways up here, but he said he was going to make his way up here and be able to do that, so we'll wait for him, and we'll keep everything on the air so the folks watching and also listening can be able to hear his comments. Because this has been a year of frustration at times, of things that did not work right, injuries, players leaving, players coming back. There was a lot of things in this season that could have taken this team in the very different direction that it ended. And they could have folded the tent. They could have really collapsed. And they could have really had it very easy for them to just say, this isn't going to work this year. But they kept battling back. Coach kept making changes, bringing players back, 3 of them. Injury to our kicker. And also Parker Douglas coming back after 4 years of retirement and kicking as he has done. In fact, finishing up the game 2 weeks ago down in Des Moines when he had a sprained ankle on his kicking foot. I didn't know about it. And he made the last 3 point-after touchdowns, and the Storm won by 2 points. So we're going to pause for a timeout, looking down to the field. I'm sure Coach Riggs is probably being asked for interviews, but I cannot find him. Maybe he's been able to work his way up. One thing that's different, Coach Riggs has a cap on. And I don't think I've ever seen him with a cap, but it's a championship cap. And he's going to make his way up here to the press box. So we're going to pause for a timeout and be back. You've been listening to Storm Football and the coverage of United Bowl 2019. The Storm victorious in a comeback win, 56-53. And we'll wrap this pup up from Glendale. And we'll have a conversation with the head coach as soon as he makes it up here. But we'll keep it right here so the fans can have a chance to listen to what Coach Riggs has to say. We'll be back in 2 minutes. This is Storm Football.
Is it time to sell your equipment? Sell it on AuctionTime.com, the best resource for selling farm equipment, construction equipment, trucks, and trailers. Powered by Tractor House, Machinery Trader, and Truck Paper, Auction Time brings you the largest audience of bidders from across the country and around the world. Get more for your equipment. See our current listings at AuctionTime.com or call 800-334-7443.
When should you visit Sioux Falls Urgent Care? When that common cold is not so common. When that chicken definitely needed 2 more minutes. Or when you shouldn't have done it yourself. Sioux Falls Urgent Care specializes in medical fixes for life's glitches. We're faster than the ER at a fraction of the cost. So, when you're down from a sofa stage dive, see us. Walk-ins are welcome and most insurance is accepted. Visit Sioux Falls Urgent Care today.
Since 2001, Mitchell Roofing has been keeping you covered.
Whether it's residential, commercial, or industrial roofing, we can do it. If it's new construction, weather damage, or you just need a new look, we can do it. Whether it's asphalt or wood shingles, we've done it. And in those years, we learned how to do it right, on time, and on budget, because that's what we do. At Mitchell Roofing and Siding, we don't just stand behind our work.
We stand on it!
Mitchell Roofing. Call now to schedule your free estimate.
Yes, I will. Maybe 2. Arizona at the Gila River Arena that is fast emptied. Sioux Falls Storm players on the field celebrating their championship as they defeated the undefeated Arizona Rattlers 56-53. And one of the biggest plays in this second half was in the third quarter as the Sioux Falls Storm got a defensive stand and Arizona was only at their 11-yard line, and the Storm converted that defensive stand to a touchdown. Arizona came back. They got a kick return for a touchdown. Then Lorenzo Brown fired another touchdown. And then the Storm forced a fumble, and the Storm get a touchdown reception by Kent Shelby. And that put the Storm up by 11. And there was an onside kick. After Arizona had scored, it was 56-53. Arizona tried an onside kick, and it was perfect. They recovered it, but they were offside, and the play went back. And by rule, the Storm received the football at the place of the first touching. And the Storm get the ball back, 51.9 seconds. And they ride the clock out. And they come up with a win here on the road in a very festive and loud environment. It was a tough environment, for a visiting team to come down here, but, that's just a part of it. It's going to be that way. And the Sioux Falls Storm come away with a win, 56-53 over the Arizona Rattlers. Sioux Falls Storm now on the year 14-3. 14-3 in the year, and the Arizona Rattlers dropped down to a record of 15-1. 15-1, an amazing run for the Arizona Rattlers. The last loss was last year to the Sioux Falls Storm. Here in Arizona, it was at downtown Phoenix at the Talking Stick Resort Arena. And the Storm defeated Arizona in overtime on a kick, a block kick, or a missed kick. I can't remember, but it was an overtime win for the Sioux Falls Storm. So twice in a row, Arizona has lost to the Sioux Falls Storm in the postseason. And Coach Riggs, indeed, will have a smile on his face when he makes it into this facility. And like I said, I'm way up at the rafters, way at the top, and he has to go all the way from the locker room across the field, all the way over, find the elevator, then take it up to the top floor, and then he's got to walk down half the length of the building to get to the press box where I am. Now, this facility was built for hockey. That's why it's great for indoor football. But it's for the Coyotes, and don't get after me for saying Coyotes back in South Dakota, but it's the Coyotes NHL hockey team. And they have this facility, and it is a very nice facility. Great sight lines, especially, for football, because it's great for hockey. And the press box is extensive because of all of the NHL coverage and the press row, all of those different types of things. So this is a great facility, and it seats around 18,000. They did not have that tonight. There was areas that there was still seats available, but it was still a great crowd, a great atmosphere, and the Arizona fans have been fantastic. They're passionate fans, and that's the way the Sioux Falls Storm fans have been for years too. I look down on the field right now and I see the team just milling around. They don't want to go into the locker room. They just want to pass the trophy, take pictures, wear their championship caps, and just enjoy the moment. And the rest of the arena is pretty much empty. Softer music is played in the background, and the players just enjoying the moment. For some, this might be their last football game ever. Some, it might be their last football game with the Sioux Falls Storm uniform. And for some, it might be just the start of a longer career. We don't know. So enjoy the moment when it happens. And that's what this team is doing on the field right now. And in a moment, Coach Riggs will be here, and we'll have a chance to talk about this game with him. I don't believe I received the final stats. Otherwise, I'd go through those with you. Oh, here we are. Final stats, let's go through them again. Drew Powell, 16 of 21 in passing, 166 yards. He had 2 passing touchdowns, long of 29. And Powell also had 11 carries for 27 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. Harrington had a rushing touchdown. He had 2 carries for a total of 32 yards. Leading receiver, Anthony Amos, 7 receptions, 73 yards and a touchdown. Harrington, 6 grabs, 56 yards, no scores. Jamal Miles had a touchdown and 2 grabs, 17 yards, and Jabri Lally had 1 catch for a total of 19 yards. For the Sioux Falls Storm, Lorenzo Brown Jr., 15 of 19, 200 yards even, 5 passing touchdowns. He had a long of 40, and he was sacked 1 time. Leading receiver, Brandon Shepard, 6 grabs, 115 yards and a touchdown. Damian Ford, 4 grabs, 38 yards and a touchdown. Kent Shelby, 3 of 19, 3 grabs, 19 yards, 2 receiving touchdowns. And what a tremendous catch he made on 3rd down and long as he caught it at the 1-yard line. And that pretty much set up the Sioux Falls Storm to make their last push and be able to come away with a win in United Bowl 2019. Rushing, Kent Shelby, 6 carries, 30 yards. And Kalen Campbell, 6 carries for a total of 28. Campbell had a rushing touchdown. Leading tackler for the Sioux Falls Storm, TJ Neal, 7.5 tackles. He had 2 sacks on the night, 3 tackles for loss. Lorenzo White, 6.5 tackles, and he had 1 tackle for loss. Dylan Winfrey, who was all over the field for the Rattlers, he had a total of 13.5 tackles. And Devontae Merriweather, Defensive Player of the Year, had a total of 5. Again, in that first quarter, Storm get a Damian Ford touchdown pass from Lorenzo Brown. They're up 7-0. Jared Harrington gets a 3-yard run for the Rattlers. Camacho's kick is good. It's 7-7. But then Jamal Miles, after a turnover, Jamal Miles gets a 2-yard run by a 2-yard run. Jimmy Camacho gets the kick, and it's 14-7. 14-7. Arizona. Then Brandon Shepard gets a 40-yard touchdown pass from Lorenzo Brown. Parker Douglas' kick is good. And at the end of the first quarter, it's tied at 14. Then the second quarter, Drew Powell, 1-yard touchdown run for the Rattlers. They're up 21-14. Storm tie it up. 11-yard touchdown run by Brandon Shepard. Douglas kick good. Tied at 21. Then Arizona comes back with a 29-yard touchdown pass from Drew Powell to Anthony Amos. Camacho's kick is good. 28-21, but the Storm tie it up again. Lorenzo Brown, 6-yard touchdown run. Point after by Parker is good. 28 all. But then things got a little bit interesting. Jimmy Camacho, 31-yard field goal, puts the Rattlers up by 3, and that is the way the score goes to half. Rattlers up 31-28. Third quarter comes around. The Rattlers won the coin toss, elected to defer, so they get the ball to start the second half, and they take advantage of it. Jamal Miles, 8-yard touchdown pass from Drew Powell. Kick was good. 38-28, a 10-point lead for the Rattlers. And then Kent Shelby gets a 3-yard touchdown pass from Lorenzo Brown, cuts the lead to 3, 38-35. And then the Sioux Falls Storm gets a defensive stand. It might have been a fumble. I can't remember. The stats I'm reading do not have that indication in it, but I think that is when it happened. And the Sioux Falls Storm get back-to-back scores. This time, Kalen Campbell, 2-yard touchdown run. Parker Douglas Parker Douglas with the point after. It's good. And the Storm take the lead 49-45. And then the Sioux Falls Storm, Kent Shelby, gets a 9-yard touchdown pass from Lorenzo Brown, and the Storm go up on top by 11, 56-45. And then Drew Powell finishes off the scoring for the night for the Rattlers. 11-yard touchdown run. The kick was not attempted. They tried to go for 2. It failed. And the final score reads the Sioux Falls Storm 56 and the Arizona Rattlers 53. And we'll be back after we pause for this 1-minute timeout. This is Storm Football. Have taken the trophy with them. And, well, actually, it's on the field right now, but one of the Storm players just laying down next to it, taking a selfie with that trophy. You know, it's been 2 years, 3 if you count the last one, but I mean, the last 2 years, the Sioux Falls Storm has been defeated in the United Bowl by Arizona and also by Iowa. The Storm had been in the United Bowl 10 straight years. This is the 10th straight year. And they won 6. The first one they lost was out in Billings, Montana. But then they won 6. But now they have won their 11th. And actually, as far as being in the tournament, the postseason, 14 of the last 15 years, the Storm has been in the United Bowl, except for that one time when the Storm lost those games because they were forfeited because of an insurance problem with the Sioux Falls Storm. Did not have the proper health care coverage for the players. Still waiting for Coach Riggs to get up here. Hopefully that he's not too lost, because it's a big facility to try to get up here if you don't know where you're going. And we'll wait and see if he makes it. I'm going to just text him real quick here while I'm on the air, and finding out if he's coming up or not. But I'll just text him as we're talking here, and that's kind of interesting to do. I'll just say, can you make it? Or I'll just say lost. Are you lost? Yeah, can you? I don't think I've ever done this on the air before. And I'll send that, and then we'll find out if he is on his way or not, at least that way. But I really want to talk to him because, to celebrate the championship on the road is entirely different than celebrating with all your fans. And when you're on the road, the team it's just itself. And we travel, and we're very close when we travel. And Coach Riggs coming up to share in that with me is something I very much appreciate, that he takes the time to do that and be able to come up and share this championship moment with me. And this is my 20th year of doing indoor football for the Sioux Falls Storm and the Cobras. Back in 2000, I did the Sioux Falls Cobras. 40 years of broadcasting as a hobby for me, and that has been a tremendous ride. And I've enjoyed it immensely, every minute of it. And we'll have to treasure these moments, because after losing the 2 in a row, I think a lot of people didn't realize before just how much we took it for granted that the Sioux Falls Storm would win championships. And losing 2 in a row, gave us a much better appreciation for that, now that they have won this one. But it has been a wild ride this year, and it will be continually talked about next Monday on the Curtis Riggs Show, as we will have that on our sister station, 98.1 AM 1230, Sports Radio KWSN, as Coach Riggs and I'll be talking about this win, probably have some highlights, and we'll talk to Coach about the season, how it ended, and how the beginning of next year will look like. And we'll have all of that on the Curtis Riggs Show next Monday at 6 o'clock on Sports Radio KWSN. But again, the Sioux Falls Storm are 14-3 on the year as they put up 56. Arizona Rattlers 15-1 as they put up 53. I want to congratulate the Sioux Falls Storm for winning United Bowl 2019. I want to thank you to all of our radio sponsors who made our broadcast possible all season long, and to you, the listening audience, for making us a part of your evening. I want to thank you to Norm Anderson and John Michaels for being my producers and engineers back at the radio stations and studios all season long. Your work goes unnoticed by the listeners, but is highly appreciated by me. This broadcast marks the end of 20 years of broadcasting indoor football in Sioux Falls and 40 years of broadcasting overall, and I've enjoyed every minute of it, like I said. Thank you to all for allowing me to come into your homes, your cars, your computers, and your audio devices via this wonderful medium called radio. It is a privilege I hope to continue. I'm going to pause for another timeout and see if I can get in touch with Coach Riggs, and then we'll go for there as far as sticking around or calling it a night. We'll be back after this timeout. Is not able to make it up here, bombarded with calls and interviews and things like that. So he's not going to make it up here. So I said my goodbyes. I said the final. It's been a blast being down here in Arizona. Thank you to the Sioux Falls Storm for letting me be a part of this great organization. So for everyone in the Sioux Falls Storm organization, Norm Anderson, our studio producer and engineer, I'm Rich Rossi saying goodnight from Glendale, Arizona, and this has been a special presentation of KELO AM 1320, FM 107.9, and FM 105.1.